lovely friends, welcome back to Tarot AF. So today I have another pick a card reading for everyone on stop, start and continue. So this is one of my favourite ones to do via my Instagram page. It's a brilliant one for self-exploration, and it's quite evident in the title what it's going to be. So firstly, we're going to look at what you need to stop doing, maybe what you need to stop giving your energy towards a situation, a relationship, whatever that may be. Maybe it's even a pattern of behaviour. And then what we'll do is we'll look at what you need to start doing, intentions, what you need to implement. And then later we'll look at what you need to continue doing, what you're already amazing at, and what energy will help you propel even further forwards towards the path that you want to tread. So spirit will be there every step of the way, and this is one of my favorites because it's a tool for a self-exploration tarot. Well, for me anyway, that's what I use it for, to look at those really deep questions and to get further towards your goals and your desires and your dreams and your ambitions. It helps you align to that path and gives you some great advice on the way on how to do it. So that's hopefully what this reading will do for you today. So piles wise, we have got 4 animals ready and waiting for you guys to pick from. So for pile 1, we have got the clear quartz bear, maybe a grizzly bear, polar bear, whatever kind of bear you would like. So that's for pile 1. For pile 2, we have the amethyst butterfly. For pile 3, we have the opalite dragon. And for pile 4, we have the rose quartz elephant. So, if you've never been to a pick a card reading before, hello and welcome. What you can do, you can take a moment, you can pause the video, you can see which pile or which animal, is drawing your eye. And what I do is I post the times in the comment section and also in the information box below, so you can skip ahead there for your reading. I will see you then. Bye. Hi, lovely friends of pile 1. So, if you picked the clear quartz bear, that's grizzly bear, polar bear, black bear, any kind of bear, then this reading is going to be for you. So we're going to look at stop first. So what you need to stop doing. And this is going to be represented by the 2 of rings, fluctuation and adaptability. So that's going to go there. And then I've intuitively picked a deck for you. This is the Lunar Soleil Tarot deck. So we're just going to add some additional tarot cards for each section as well. And then I've got some oracle cards already shuffled and ready to go, but we're going to shuffle these this tarot on camera. So let's get going, spirit. So for pile 1, okay, what do they need to stop doing? So we've got the Page of Swords. I'm gonna go for that. We've got the 10 of Cups. We have got the 8 of Swords, and we've also got the Star there. And on the back, we've got the World here too. So that's going to go over there. And in terms of oracle cards, we have got Passion. We have got Success. We've got Butterfly. And we've also got Attachment too. So, in terms of what you need to stop doing, pile 1, I feel like there may be something. There's like almost these 2 facets of yourself. Maybe one side, like the mask self that you portray out to the world with this attachment card. Maybe it was even one layer of skin which you're now shedding. Like this butterfly is all about transformation and rebirth, and being supported enough to kind of be wrapped around in this cocoon of your friends, family, chosen family, people that are supporting you, and emerge as something different, as something new. And it's still the same you inside, but maybe your colours and what you're doing in the outside world is different. So I feel like Spirit is saying, if you're kind of fluctuating between 2 different social masks, as it were, because you're afraid of what people may think. Or maybe if you're going after your passion now, or you've found a new passion, you found almost a new guiding star, a new goal, that's fine. People may know you for one thing, and may have known you for that for your whole life, for years of your life, whatever it was. But this new idea or this new thing has come to you for a reason. And you've adapted to the change and the transformation that has occurred, I feel like, within you. So stop replaying your old story, because life's full of traps where we might fall in. And, you know, sometimes it's when we're with certain people who know us for something, we kind of flip personality. You can tell when someone's being authentic with you. And I feel like you found this authenticity for yourself of who you want to be, but it may not be the idea of success that you had before. You may have rewritten that for yourself, or your old friends or your family around you, people that you used to be around who may still know you in that way and haven't really rediscovered you as a person when you've come out in this way. They may, like, their idea of success for you, or their idea of success, may be different than yours now, and that's fine. You, with this passion card, we've got Leo in this as well, so individuality, that strength card comes to mind. And also with 7, we've got that kind of link back to the Chariot as well in tarot. And I feel like there's this real need and probably this emergence from social norms and where you've been. And there's this kind of victory that you found yourself in finding yourself, in being able to say what it is that you want to be, or certainly making steps towards it. And I feel like maybe there's this worry that people won't understand, that people won't want to catch up and won't want to know who you are. And with this 10 of Cups, I think you're worried that you may leave community behind, or people may not be on board with where you're going. And actually, these thoughts are affecting this change, this adaptation in this 2 of Rings, like you releasing the old and bringing something new in. Because I feel like when you've been in this safety of people that understand you, or people who want you to go down this path, it's like your mental capacity is there. Like you feel strong, you feel like you can take on anything. But there's like those little seeds of doubt that I feel like are itching away at you. And with this 8 of Swords, your mind is building up to be this insurmountable situation that people won't understand, people won't want to know you, or maybe want to hang out with you, or stuff like that. And Spirit is saying that the people who love you, that community, will love you for you, not what you're doing. It's who you are as a person. And actually, your passions set you on fire, set you alight, and make you burn bright. And I realized that was a rhyme, and I was trying to find another word for bright, but I didn't. Okay, so maybe you're a poet, maybe you're a singer, maybe you're going for something artistic in some way, something that makes your soul set on fire. Or maybe it was something that you were into when you were younger. Maybe it's a hobby that you've had that you haven't shared with the world. But stop denying it. Stop denying yourself something that brings you joy, something that maybe during a really, really dark period of time was your guidance, was your star, was your hope, your guidance through, something that you were able to project your dreams onto and realign with, because it came to you for a reason with this 2 of Rings. Like, of course, there's this balancing act between releasing the old and accepting the new. Sometimes it's not as easy in a job change or in a lifestyle change to go cold turkey one to the other. Sometimes it takes some adaptation. Sometimes you know, if you want to be a creative, sometimes you have to gradually lower down your hours on what you were doing and start funneling stuff into the new. You know, for tarot, for instance, I have to put time aside. I have to release hours when I can and when I get clients and that kind of thing. You have to move gradually at your own pace, and don't allow what other people may think to burden you. The opinions of others. That's such a weight that you don't have to carry. And most of the time, people are so wrapped up with thinking about themselves that they're not really thinking about you. And a lot of the time, if they have, opinions or they have worries or doubts that they pour onto you, most of the time that's just their own. That's their own internal fear, their system telling them that it's not safe. But I feel like you're stepping into this unknown, or allowing yourself to marry and engage and commit with something within yourself and detach from that social mask, because it sets your soul on fire, because it brings you joy, because it brings you happiness. And that may bring you a new community as well. And the people that, like I said, the people that love you will find their way with you. They may not understand it at first, but they will learn to. They will learn to accept whatever it is. And there is always a community. If you're shining brightly and you're allowing your beacon to shine, you're always going to attract like-minded people to you. If you're being authentic and true, if you're in a room with people, you can gravitate naturally to the person that is being authentic, who is not just making small talk for the sake of it, who is actually getting down into their passions and telling people who they are. That energy, that is what we want to surround ourselves in. People who are being authentic, who are being true, because it sets us ablaze. It's like, wow, I can be this too. And I think that's what Spirit wants you to do, is that you've done all of this work with this butterfly emerging, and transformation and change is such a, it affects everybody differently, and there's so many emotions that come up, and it comes up in different ways. And the thing is, we're always evolving, we're always changing, but with this butterfly, it would signify a big transition. And in whatever way that is, whatever you're now ready to fly towards and show people, you need to stop worrying about what their idea of success is compared to yours. Like, whatever measure that may be, celebrate the small wins, celebrate the fact that you're here, be grateful for the fact that you have this passion, you have this thing that sets your soul alight, or that you're not afraid to show the world something different, something new about yourself. Like, that's a massive, massive feat in it, like smashing social norms, or even smashing out an old pattern of who you were. Adapting, being versatile to what you feel, that's strength, and that's vulnerability as well. Being vulnerable and showing your true colors and who it is that you want to be, that's massive. And Spirit rewards that. Spirit rewards people saying what it is that they want, and people doing it, people showing the world and shedding that layer that gets on top of us. And I feel like with this world card as well, stop hiding what it is your goals are. Stop, like, I feel like you're maybe even being quite humble, maybe about your achievements, about what you've been through. It's okay to have this sense of wholeness and this sense of completion in this world card, and to luxuriate in that sense of victory that you've maybe achieved something. Like, don't feel for that. Don't feel guilt for finding something. Sometimes it takes people years, sometimes it takes people months to achieve, and you don't need to feel chained by what how everybody expects you to react. You're the one that's doing the hard work. And maybe if it feels like you haven't done hard work for it, that Spirit's saying that, maybe if you feel like this thing fell on your lap, or maybe you tried something and it's taken off, like, potentially like influencing or whatever it is, like, you still had to show up for that thing. You still stepped up to the plate and started to spin the wheel and play that game. You did that. You made the action happen. You made it possible. So don't doubt that it's come to you for a reason, and it's a lesson. And Spirit wanted you to learn it and wanted you to luxuriate in this world. And it's, like I said, it's okay to then move your goalposts and move your dreams and desires that notch further. Or change the ladder completely. If you're on a ladder you wanted to climb and you've sidestepped, that's absolutely fine. But just stop denying where you are right now and stop shrouding it. Like, allow yourself to shine is what Spirit is really saying. And allow the people that are in your community who want to support you to come forward and find harmony and solace in that love, in that feeling of happiness, in that emotional full cup. Because when you are passionate and when you are allowed to express that, you bring out the passion in others. It's like a ripple effect. It really does affect the world. And I just heard as well Spirit say you have such a beautiful smile. So I don't know, that could have been from a spirit team, or maybe that was, I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry. So if that resonated, then please do take that. Like, I mean, I'm sure everyone has a beautiful smile when everyone lights up. It really does light up the world. But yeah. Sorry, that just really heavily came through, so I'm not sure who that was from. And with this Page of Swords as well, like, your mental capacity is growing for this thing. So don't allow other people's thoughts or words to put you in a situation where you feel like you can't walk forward. You know, filter that out. Take what you need. And, you know, sometimes we need people to give us advice, or, you know, to, like, they might have some wisdom that we don't have, but make sure that it's not detrimental to your journey. Make sure that it's not criticism that isn't constructive, that isn't going to help you move forward. You can filter out what is right and what is wrong for you, and what you need and what you don't need to take with you. So this is our stop. So I'm going to do our start now as well. So I'm just going to take these ones away, and we are going to put these back in the deck, and we'll get our start card from our tarot over here, and I'll give those another shuffle. So for our start, we have the Spirit of Swords, eagerness and tenacity. I love tenacity as a word. It's great. It sounds like an Apprentice team, like Team Tenacity. I'm sure they've probably used that before. So let's get you some more tarot cards as well. Okay, so Spirit, what does pile 1 need to start doing? Okay, we've got double Knight of Swords. I love that. So yeah, so Spirit of Swords is also known as the Knight of Swords. So we've got the 9 of Swords there as well. Ooh. And we've got 2 that have turned over. We've got the Page of Pentacles, and we've also got Justice. We've had a lot of swords energy, air energy come up for this pile. So potentially you're an air sign, an Aquarius, Gemini or Libra. You don't have to be, but that may just be a nice confirmation, or you may have those in your chart quite heavily. So we have the 5 of Wands on the back of the deck as well as Page of Pentacles and Justice on this side. So let's get your oracle cards as well for this section. So we have Productivity, Kent Pumpkin, we have Determination, we have Phoenix, and we have Walking Away 2. So where to start? So again, we've got the Phoenix, which obviously, like Butterfly, I feel Phoenix rising from the ashes. It's that kind of sacred body of, and it's the element of fire in its purest form for me anyway. It's that transformation, that re-emergence, that's rebuilding you up and rising from situations and potentially people, or you know, it's new life, breathing in new life. And I think for you, if that is what you're doing, and it's a confirmation to walk away, is that it's okay to close the door on one chapter of your life, because we're always going through beginnings and endings. We're always going through ebbs and flows. We're always growing and we're always transforming. With every single experience that comes our way, we are learning to adapt, and we're learning to be versatile. Some people don't break patterns. Sometimes we have patterns repeating itself, and maybe that's where you were. Maybe you were in an old story or a pattern that kept going round and round and round, and it just felt like you couldn't break it. And maybe you were trying to do the same thing as something that you had done before, or maybe you were trying to adapt but nothing was working, and maybe now this is something that you've overcome. And, you know, there may be traps, there may be people that don't understand why you're now off the roller coaster of that. And I feel like with this Nine of Swords, this almost living nightmare, this feeling that, and it is that people's fears and anxieties being put on you, and start realizing for what they are. Start calling them out and realize that you are free of those, that actually it's the weight of other people's expectations or their fears, that their voice that is affecting you right now. And you have the ability to walk away from that, like I said, to filter that out and emerge in a new way. If something's not productive to your growth, like, cut it out, snip it out. And obviously it can be hard when, you know, when we're talking about relationships or friends or family and that kind of thing, but it's about building healthy boundaries for yourself and being able to say no. Like, no full stop is a full sentence. A no, this doesn't serve me. No, this conversation isn't what I believe anymore, or it isn't what I've ever believed, and I don't want to bite my tongue about this. It's about showing really your true colours, and actually by speaking your truth, but not in a way that tramples over other people. Maybe that's been a way that you felt that people have bulldozed over your voice, over your opinions. And Spirit is saying, like, don't do that to other people in the way that they may have done that to you. You don't have to speak the loudest. You don't have to scream over people to get your point heard. You know, by speaking your truth and singing that from the rooftops, that can just be from you behaving in the way that you want to, by directing your thinking and your thoughts towards this new thing, towards that goal. That switch of, instead of focusing on a situation that you can't control, or trying to get someone to think in the same way that you do, or trying to get them to see your side of the argument, instead of focusing your energy and your time, start looking at where you're going. Start looking at the thing that you believe, that you wish that they could see, and make it happen. Like, be eager and be tenacious towards that thing, and be determined. Go for it. Like, sometimes the people that you want to carry with you, they can't come with you at this moment in time. Some people need to see it to believe it. Whereas some people, like you maybe with this thing, can already see it, can already connect the dots. And maybe you're already determined to that. You can see, like, the path up the mountain. It's like walking up a hill, and you being able to see the path ahead, like, or like rock climbing, for instance, like when you have to, you know, scoot over that way, and then you can see the path up the rocks, like where you're supposed to be going. But some people may look at that and be like, oh, there's no handholds, there's nothing for me there. And that's the fear. That's their false evidence appearing real, that they can't, it may not be for them as well, that path. It may be something that you have to carve out for people, that, like, you're a trailblazer and you have to make that way. Like, potentially people are trapped behind those garden gates in this walking away, and you're the one to open them. You're the one to open people's minds. And that doesn't have to be you bulldozing and you expending your energy and feeling drained. Sometimes that's you funneling it towards yourself and saying, my energy is going to get me where I want to go, and that's going to create this light for other people. And so that's speaking your truth in the finest. And you know, when we have other people's opposing wills and desires coming at us with this Five of Wands, it can feel like it casts us in a bit of a shadow, but actually, most of the time, that's a reflection of our internal, that there is chaos within us, there is conflict within us, and it appears in our world. It feels like an obstacle in our external world. Whereas really, most of the time, it's because we need to recenter. Most of the time it's a sham, it's an imitation. It feels like there's lots of things in the way, but actually maybe it's just sudden movements. Maybe it's taking that time to be still and be calm and refocus and not get caught up in situations that you can't control. And with this Page of Pentacles as well, this is really your time to, again, emerge in something new, but realize that your life is not rigid. It's not fixed. You have the power to adapt, to grow, and it's like building blocks. You get to build where you want to go and where you want to place where. You don't discard everything where you've been and where you've gone. You take the best bits, the highlights as it were, or the things and the skills that you've got along the way and all that knowledge, and you rearrange it. You use it in a different way. You adapt. You say, what still serves me? And that doesn't mean you let go of everything, because those experiences are still going to be there. It's just how much you let them rule you or how you let them inform you moving forward. And with this Justice card, like, accepting the past, accepting the path that you were on, and accepting that people may think of you still for that path, but knowing that that sword of truth has come to you for a reason, that the truth is always going to find you, and patterns are going to keep repeating themselves until you break them. And it feels like you've broken this one for a reason, so don't fall back into it. Start realizing that accepting the past of where you've been and kind of walking away from it, releasing it and accepting it for what it was, that you can't change it. You can't change where you've been. All you can do now is accept it, learn from it, grow from it, and move forward. Make decisions that move you up the mountain and be productive in that way. Like, it's saying to yourself, what do I need for this journey? Because, like, if you're climbing up a mountain, you don't want to bring a load of rubbish with you that's not going to serve you. Like, why would you bring scuba diving gear up to the top of a mountain? Like, why? Why would you do that? Like, take what you need and allow everything else to go on the back burner a bit. Because you may need it another time, and that's helpful, but you know where you're going and you are where you're going now. And you have the power to take with you what you need. So just start thinking with that mindset. And that may be the weight of people's fears. That is something that you need to release. Is you need to start putting those voices and those voices of other people, which may not be your own beliefs, behind you, and say, actually, I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I'm only going to take the encouragement that serves me. And it's almost like I'm going to walk forward with this kind of curiosity and this, yeah, it's direction with this Knight of Swords and this Spirit of Swords. You know, things may not be fully, like, plan may not be fully all there, like, ready to go, but you're reaching forward, and that's the main thing. And it's like you're preparing. Yeah, and I think it's Spirit saying start doing those things. Like, it's like you've already done the work in that stop section to try and release things, or you've already tried to start showing who you are, and now it's about taking those actions towards it. Like, actually, you've done a lot of the preparation already, and it's almost like you've got to start taking those steps forward now. Like, you've got everything behind you ready to go. So I want to get some continue as well on this table, so let's do that now. Let's put these back in the deck. and we will get your first card, which is the Queen of Wands. So we've got some fire energy there. So we've had quite a lot of air, like I said earlier, but we've also had a bit of fire with that Phoenix card too. So potentially fire placements could be quite prevalent in your chart. So Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But again, if they're not there, no problem. If they are there, this may be a nice confirmation for you. So let's see what Spirit wants you to continue doing. So we have this Seven of Pentacles here. We have Temperance. Ooh. Do you want to be up or down? Up. Six of Wands. Okay, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles, and we've also got the Empress there. And again, Justice on the back. So I'm going to pop Empress on top of Justice. And we got Four of Cups there too. I'm going to put you guys there together. And then we have got, in terms of Oracle cards, we have got Trust, Basil. We have got Trust again. We have got Eagle. Again, we got some air placements. And we have got the Sun. So again, some fire. Fire and air, I think, is coming up a lot here. So if you do have those placements, then yeah, this could very much be yours. So I feel like what Spirit wants you to continue to do, and maybe it's something that you have flashes of, and that's okay. It may be something that you remind yourself in those moments, in your like pep talks and things, like I can trust myself. I can trust my internal gut, as it were, because you've got yourself this far. You've done this work to bring yourself to this moment in time. And with that Queen of Wands, with that generosity and tenacity, and also with that Queen of Pentacles too, like, one, you're a queen, and queen defies gender, like fierce queen. But you're giving energy. You're someone that says, just do it. And I feel like you would speak that way to your friends, to your family, to your chosen family, anyone that you were to nurture. And I feel like you give yourself fiercely to different people and projects and whatever it is that you're going towards. You have this sense of, how can I help others too along the way? And maybe it's quite hard being in that position when people aren't always necessarily giving it back to you in the way that you give to them. That's one thing I'm hearing. And maybe it's quite hard for you to, maybe you've seen a lot of people change and transform, and you wish that people would have that same reaction that you would, like you've had for them to yourself. And people react in different ways. That's what Spirit wants to say, is that people, whether we want them to or not, don't react in the way that we always want them to, or we build it in our head, up in our heads, like you were in that stop section, that in a way that we don't want them. Like we fear how they're going to react, whether it's going to be in the right way. And the thing is, like I said before, everybody is so wrapped up in what they're doing that most of the time they're not watching what you're doing. Sometimes they have a fear of what you're doing. They don't understand it, and it can be quite scary for them. And you've already proven yourself with this Queen of Pentacles, sorry. You've already proven yourself to be a generous, giving, but also a person that can make things happen, can make their goals happen. And whether that be in career, in your home life, in education, I feel like you're an overachiever in so many ways, that you just have this brilliance about you that people feel attracted to. People come to you for advice. People are like, pile one, can do anything. Pile 1 can do anything that they set their mind to. And I feel like instead of asking yourself what you should be doing, ask yourself what you want. Ask yourself what it is that you want to be doing and make your plan for that. Just in the way that you would say that to someone else, like your friend or your family member or an apprentice or whoever it is. What is it that you want? What is it that you want to create? Because you've been through it. You've come out the other side on other things. And maybe this transformation, this transition has been the biggest one yet. But you are able to adapt and you are able to find new success and victory in whatever it is that you're doing. And it's okay to be changing. It's okay to change. And Spirit really wants you to remember that the present moment is where you affect change. Trust in yourself. Trust that you're able to overcome obstacles as they appear. And maybe not everything is at full fruition yet. And so maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe that's part of the problem that people can't see the results. And some people need to see to believe, like I said already. But you feel that's like you're central in that way with this Empress card. You are a natural creator. And creators almost have the toughest job because it's like the Empress card in our Rider-Waite-Coleman tarot deck is that it's that pregnant Empress, that pregnant feminine energy. And it is like that. You can be holding an idea in. You can be growing it and nurturing it within yourself for 9 months, however long. There can be delays, all of those things, but that new life is going to be brought forward, and it's trusting that you have the capacity to bring it in, that you are going to nurture it, that you are going to cultivate time to support it, and trust that the path that you're on now has come to you for a reason, and it brings you joy for a reason, that you found this clarity and this healing and this solace in this thing. And also, too, trust that you wouldn't have been given anything that you couldn't handle, and that you've been through the emotional storms you've been through, and you've had experiences and challenges before that support this thing coming around. This Eagle card is fire and air in one body, but it's this truth seeker. It's grabbing hold onto that truth, the truth that you find for yourself, but also it's linked to transforming karma as well, and those karmic cycles. Like, you've come round to this point, you've mastered these things for a reason, and this karmic fire that you were thrown into, that you've risen out to, was for the sake of this transformation that you are potentially dimming. Don't dim to fit in. Like, you are able to grasp this thing, this joy within your claws, within your talons, as it were, and you are strong, and you can hold on to it. You can hold on to this joy. And with this Temperance card, keep balancing yourself out. Have an awareness of yourself, and don't be afraid if you're the only one that can see it at the moment. Keep drawing that energy back in towards yourself and into your idea of success and victory, and the mastery of the self and listening to yourself. That, I feel like that's one of the biggest successes that you can have, is understanding what it is that you need and when you need it, and what your goals are and what it is that you want, or certainly the energy that you want to be in. And with this Temperance card as well, like, you've been through those storms, and this is almost your rainbow on the other side of it, but you've worked hard to get to the point. You've gone through potentially even psychological upheaval. You've gone through massive core rocking change, and you've come out the other side. And maybe you're still going and you're still not there yet, but trust that you've come this far, and you can, like I said, you can grasp onto it. And with this Seven of Pentacles, check in on that to-do list. Check in what you need to grow. This isn't a shoulda, coulda, woulda moment. This is a, What is still growing? What is still like what do I still need to nurture? What do I need to water? And direct your energy there into things that you can affect and life that you can bring around, instead of the weeds. Cut those things out. Cut out the things that are potentially dampening you. And it's okay to do that. It doesn't mean that's forever. You know, whether that's a situation or a person or work or whatever it is, those things can come back and they can be different. They can change. But don't deny yourself the changes that you've been through and what you can handle now. Because you are the only person that can say, I've had enough, or I'm not going to do this anymore. You are the only person that has the power to say that to yourself, that I'm giving up. But also you're the one that can say, I'm going to keep going. I'm determined. I'm strong. Like, you have to believe in yourself ultimately, and spirit believes in you 1,001%, and can see that victory, that energy that you're moving towards, and trust in it. I also want to get you some oracle cards as well. This cosmic guidance, and on the back, I love these cards so much. It says, I open myself to guidance from the universe. And obviously you've clicked onto this reading, so you're open to that. And I think spirit is also saying, trust in spirit. Trust that the universe has your back, that you are supported. Just as you support others around you, you have that same support system in your spirit team, in spirit, in God, in whatever word you give it. They are there. They are there helping you through. And even if it feels dark and it doesn't feel like people are giving you the support that you so freely give to others, or not in the way that you need or you want, ask spirit for it, because they may present you with someone that comes about, or they may give you this sense, they may give you your sign if you have a sign, or they might just remind you through something small just how powerful you are and how you are independent and you can do this. So I'm gonna just grab some more guidance. I feel like you're sticking out. Dream, build castles in the sky. And that's really going back to that world card that we had right at the beginning, of that goal, that accomplishment, that dream that you have in the forefront. Like, keep setting your goals higher and higher and higher. I'm obviously castles in the sky as well. That's from Les Mis. But it's that thing of living also in your kind of, like, the daydreams that you didn't think that you could achieve, or even as a child you didn't think you could achieve. Like, you know, okay, I was about to say you can do anything, but you can do anything that you put your mind to. But go in with that childlike optimism and that childlike dream. Like, build what it is that you want to see. Build that, your fortress, as it were, with spirit. I think is that co-create in like the sky. Like, shoot for the stars. Is what I'm hearing. Like, don't limit yourself. We've got trust. Again, trust. Faith in the power of the universe. I've never had such a confirmation of trust. And there's a brilliant book by Gabrielle Bernstein, called The Universe Has Your Back. And it's, Gabrielle speaks about prayer and about silent prayer, and whether that's, you know, praying, like taking time, meditating, or through affirmations and that kind of thing. But it's faith in that you've been given the things that you can handle, and trust that you being authentic, that you putting out into the universe that it is what you want, and putting action towards those things makes you a master manifester, makes you a lightning rod for the divine to help co-create. And it's all about that energy. Your intention goes where energy flows. Like, keep keep looking up and also speaking up. Use your voice to express yourself. Express what it is that you want. Ask for it. Like, don't be afraid to ask for those castles in the sky. Like, the worst thing that you could get is a spirit saying, not quite that, but something like that. And that's how you grow. But also, you've got guidance. You are divinely guided. So in those times of doubt, when you don't feel that joy, when you feel clouded, when you feel like things are on top of you, that you feel like you're getting no's from the universe, or obstacles just feel like they keep building up, like, express yourself to spirit. Say what it is that you want, and ask them to support you. Ask them to give you signs. And with this speak up as well, I feel like spirit really wants to say that the past is the past. You can't change it. We've already looked at that before. And if there's a situation or relationship or something that is in the past that you can't change now, that can not change, and you've got anger towards it or resentment, give yourself, I read this somewhere, or I saw it on TikTok or something like that. Set yourself a timer for 5 minutes. And for those 5 minutes, rant about it, get angry about it, cry about it, release it completely. Because something that you can't affect anymore, something that is set in stone, that is in the past, only deserves a maximum of 5 minutes now and 5 minutes in your future. That's all the time it gets to affect you. And then it's over. It just goes into that bag of experiences that you carry with you, but you don't let it rule you. Like, it's in your toolbox for things that you've overcome. And there is no obstacle that will come your way that you can't win through. Otherwise, and you've got to trust that spirit would not give you anything that you wouldn't be prepared to take on, and that you can exceed expectations against. Keep defining what it is for you, what your dreams are, what your goals are, and what your sense of success is going to be, and your sense of victory is, and feel it when you get there. Feel that sense of completion. It may look different to everybody else, but that's life. You have different milestones, you have different goals, and that's okay. You have transformed yourself to this moment in time, and spirit wants you to relish in that, to celebrate yourself in that way, and to keep speaking your truth, because you found this for a reason. Be authentic to yourself. Don't hide, don't dim to fit in. So my glorious friends of pile 1, I'm going to leave this reading here for you guys today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I've absolutely loved doing this reading for you guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. If you'd like to see me again, please do hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I really hope to see you guys there. Bye. Hello, my lovely friends of pile 2. So if you picked the amethyst butterfly for pile 2, then this reading is going to be for you. So firstly, we're going to look at what you need to stop doing. And this is going to be represented as this key card in the Aerophant reversed. And then we're also going to get some tarot cards. I've got the new Mythic Tarot deck, which I've pulled for you guys, which is going to help further inform what you need to stop doing. And then we'll grab some oracle cards as well. So let's break those into 3, 2. Make sure they're super shuffled. And let's get going. So spirit for pile 2. What does pile 2 need to stop doing? So we've got the Fool. What does pile 2 need to stop doing? So we have got the 3 of Cups, we have got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and the 3 of Cups, in reverse too. And we've also got the Knight of Swords, and on the back we've got the Emperor card there as well. And then in terms of oracle cards, we have got Refinement, we have got Isolation, we have got Horse, And we've also got the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So, what Spirit wants you to stop doing? I think there has been potentially a way that you, like a belief system or a social construct in some way, maybe it's schooling, maybe it's career, whatever kind of box that you were in, that maybe that you've broken free of in some way, or certainly you want to move away from it potentially. Maybe it's just that within your industry or within the subject that you are studying or whatever, you think about things in a different way. You've got a different knowledge or a different faith in it. You see the world in a different way, and that's okay. It can feel isolating, but don't isolate yourself from the feelings that you are feeling, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I feel like I need to explain that. It feels like you are starting to change and you believe something else, or maybe you want a new beginning, maybe you want to move away from something, and maybe this opportunity to do something has come about for you, that this new opportunity has opened up, or this new way of being has, but you're worried about what the community around you may feel or what they may think about this. And maybe you are isolating yourself from your truth. You are saying, no, I can't do this. And there's also this idea of perfectionism here as well. Like this need to be perfect that is coming up through this. With this horse card here, it's like I feel like you're an individual that can achieve anything. That if you put your mind to something, it's like nothing is going to stop you. Unstoppable is the word that's coming up. And like you're bullish, you're determined. Like if you've got that thing in your GPS, you are moving towards it. And I feel like you don't give up. But there's this sense of conformity here, which is just not you. Like the horse spirit is this freedom, is this wildness, is this thing that goes after desires and is fully awakened and alive. And it feels like you've broken free of this box in some way, or like you can see the exit, but for some reason you're staying there. For some reason, you're denying this new beginning or this new opening that has come towards you. Or maybe it's something that keeps cropping up, like new opportunities keep going up that you deny. Maybe it's from your community. Maybe there's different openings that people share things with you and you're like, why aren't I doing those things? And it's like you've almost got like stuck in this rut, or you feel weak that you can't enact this change, or it's like you're running away. You're running away from your truth of what you want to speak or what you believe now. And Spirit is like, what? Why? This isn't you. It feels like you're wearing a pair of shoes that you've squeezed yourself into. You're trying to shoehorn it in. You're trying to shoehorn yourself into this thing when it's like, hello, we're opening this path up for you, or you've already broken down this door. Why are you closing it? Like, what? And there's safety, there's familiarity, there's comfort potentially there. But Spirit's with you for a reason, is telling you that you can break down this thing, this construct, and that have faith in yourself. Have faith in the thing that you are being instinctually called towards. Maybe it's other people's words. Maybe it's people draining. Maybe it's the emotional overload of what happens if this doesn't work. Maybe there's that doubt, or maybe you feel like there's there's an emotional burden put on you. But Spirit's like, you've faced trials, tribulations, ebbs and flows before. You've tackled those hardships. Like with this Fool card, you are jumping into this new thing, and almost like it's like you've asked for this thing. It's almost like you asked to be broken out of this box and you work towards that point. And it's like, why now are you hermiting away from this new thing, this new thing that has opened up for you. Now's the time to start building new structures. It's to start challenging the status quo, and it's not too late to do that. This is your time to really build this new world and realize that you are accountable for what you build, and it doesn't have to look perfect straight away. Like, I feel like you've got a vision for what it is that you want to create, and it's come to you, and maybe your spiritual team has given you hints, maybe the universe like keeps calling you out, maybe you keep getting signs. It's like doors keep opening, all these adjacent possibilities are opening for you, and it's like you've gone tunnel vision towards something, or you tiptoe towards it and then you're like, no. But Spirit is asking you to speak your truth. And it's not trampling over people, it's by doing it. And with this 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, this is all to do with the throat chakra. So maybe you need to do some throat chakra healing or focus on that. But even it needs to start with you. You need to start being truthful with yourself, to stop denying yourself this new path, this new way, this new faith that you find yourself in, like this new thing that you're believing in, because you're not someone to run away. And with this refinement, you can only learn, you can only grow, and you can only build something if you fail. Failing isn't a bad thing. It helps you build your fortress. It helps you build your plan. It helps you build whatever it is. By trying and trying and trying and trying, it's like Thomas Edison, this is a really loose quote that I heard from National Treasure, the film with Nicolas Cage, but it's very, very loose, this. Thomas Edison was basically like, I didn't fail, I found 200 ways not to make a light bulb. And it's that feeling of, actually, I'm determined. I'm going to keep going for the thing that I want. And I'm not failing. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm adapting, and I'm making myself stronger, bigger, and better. And you get to construct the world that you want to live in. And I feel like that's what Spirit has called for you to do. It's to bring about this new world. It's like you're like the Grim Reaper of this new beginning, like death to the old. You're this new regime, you're this new thing rising up. You're supposed to break free. You're supposed to be challenging the status quo and defying expectations. And maybe it's something that you've been holding in for a long time. Maybe it's something that you've been thinking about, and maybe it's something that really isolates you and from the rest of your community in some way. But Spirit's like, you've refined it, like you're gonna get there, but also like you've asked us to help you in this. Like, don't deny us now. Start being truthful with yourself and show the world the real you. Because if you're not nurturing this thing, then it's not going to take root. If you're not giving it the nurturing and the fuel it deserves. And actually, it feels like you're almost wearing a social mask around people in some way, or you're so worried about what your community will think, that like whether that's friends, family, chosen family, or like your work community, whoever it is, that you're not in your full power of this horse, this bullish energy who's masterful and is not only free, but has this expansive energy and life force. And there's so many, there's this tenacity that you have that you're not expressing for this thing. And I don't know why you're not. Maybe it's the lack of faith, but then you should have faith in yourself, because it's come to you for a reason. And it's almost like your biggest obstacle is you at this moment in time. And that can be a really, really hard thing to confront. But the walls that you're almost putting up in your head and worrying about what other people are going to think is denying you this new opportunity, this new way forward. And like I said, you don't need to bulldoze people. You don't need to trample all over people to tell them your vision. You just need to start doing it, and other people will catch up and see your way of thinking and see that, oh wow, pile 2 has a very persuasive argument and their idea is amazing and that kind of thing, and they'll get on board. Like, the expectation that you're putting yourself under, the idea that you need to have it perfect, that it needs to be a fully refined thing. No, you're going to keep learning and growing, but you've got to put yourself out there. You've got to say to Spirit, this is what I'm doing, and you've got to start moving towards it. And you've got this instinctual call deep down, this gut feeling in this fall. And it may be wild. It may feel like you're being a wild card and that you're the other and you're different. But different is good. Different helps the world change. And that's what we need, a shake-up. And a shake-up of the norms, the structures that are in place. And you have the power over your life in order to make those things, and it's not too late. It's not too late to do them. You can start now. This is Aries energy as well in the Emperor card, so new zodiac, new beginning, fresh starts. I want to go into start as well, because I feel like I'm already heading in that direction with this. So I want the cards there and Spirit's advice to fully support what it is I'm saying as well, because maybe you're a bit like, I feel like you're not this person, but maybe you feel like seeing is believing at this moment in time, and maybe you're like, I need to see signs or something like that. Maybe there's that self-doubt of, I do believe what I'm doing, but I just want double confirmation. And that's fine. I mean, there's some things that, you know, everyone wants to have that stepping into the unknown can be scary, especially if like the safety net is safe and it's provided you with opportunities and life and all of those things. But unknown, living in that, like on that nice edge, that's where you make change and difference, and especially massive impact on the world. And I feel like that's what this thing is for you that maybe you're denying yourself. So let's have a look. So Spirit, what does pile 2 need to start doing? What do they need to start doing for pile 2? Okay, so we've got the 10 of Swords. I feel like they're together actually. 10 of Swords, 4 of Cups. We've got the Page of Cups. So, Spirit, what do they need to start doing? Yeah. 4 of Swords. And we've also got the Ace of Swords there as well. And on the back, we've got 3 of Wands. Okay. And then in terms of Oracle cards, we have Luck Line, number 31. We have Mystery. We have Lizard. And we also have number 28, Victory, just there too. So Spirit wants you to start behaving like the magician that you are, like the powerful being that you are, and that you are able to start creating. It's time to take action, because it feels like the yin side is like, it's like you've been holding in this idea or this plan, it's been bubbling up for you, and maybe it's not perfect, but you haven't actualized it in the world yet. And Spirit is saying, like with this magician, that you can wield anything, that you need to start manifesting it into being by being it, by taking action towards it. Because with your willpower, your courage and your determination plus action, that's when you are going to start creating. And the magician is this alchemist in one, is this creator. It's the masculine, heavenly masculine body, this supported being that makes things happen. And I feel like Spirit is saying you need to start looking at the fear and looking at what you don't have in front of you as opportunities to create. Like the things that didn't happen, like the obstacles that have confronted, or the space that you've got because things failed as it were. This is a space for new things to come in, for new opportunities, for new luck to find you. And there is that element of luck as well, I feel like, in the Magician and also in mystery, that you've got to be open. You've got to be open to spiritual intervention, but also to co-create with spirit. Don't be rigid with yourself, that you don't allow any creativity to come in. Like, you can still adapt, you can still learn. And I feel like spirit is calling you to listen to yourself, to listen to what your voice is saying, what your internal voice is saying, and move and make actions towards that. And with the Page of Cups, like, be playful, be curious about where potentially these lessons are going to come. Like, keep your eyes open. Like, there's this like feeling of, with that perfectionism, like tunnel vision. Don't let tunnel vision get in your way. Like, have that goal there, but be prepared for the ride. Be prepared for where those ebbs and flows, those obstacles are going to come. Because on any quest, any hero comes up against monsters, comes up against paths falling away from them. But there's that feeling of there is a purpose behind them. And there is magic behind them too. The magic of life is the mystery of it. Is how you overcome obstacles, and that's your story, and that's how you grow stronger and you grow wiser. And it's time to dream, it's time to be instinctual. And with this Lizard card, there's this fire energy here. Like, be sensitive to the subtle, be sensitive to the mysteries behind what you don't know at the moment, but also behind luck and magic. Like, believe that you are blessed. Believe that spirit is going to create with you and wants your victory, like that you are supported in this way, and that things are coming to you because you are prepared for them and that you can handle them. And with this synchronicity, like, everything is almost falling on, like, up in this domino effect. Like, you push play and you're gonna be propelled forward. Like, you have this amazing gift, and maybe you can hear things and feel things that are yet to be spoken into existence in the world. And that's why I feel like there's that trailblazer energy here. And that's like, those things, those thoughts have come to you for a reason. This new way of thinking has come so you can cut like fog away from potentially people's lives and impact people and make change in a big way. Like, this new idea has come to you because of all that you've learned, because of the sorrow, because of the heartache, because of the pain that you have encountered on your journey. Like, on your journey to the top, we've got these mountains, like this peak, and we've also got this mountain, or even volcano. Like, it could even be volcano, like all this like energy under the surface, like bubbling up. And this is your time almost to express it, to start letting it out. And I feel like you've done this waiting time, you've done this repose, you've done this time to gather your thoughts together. And in whatever way that you think that is, whether you feel like it's luck or a lucky break or that person that's going to come sweeping in, like, expect something to come your way, and expect spirits, like, intervention as well, like, to support you. But actually, I feel like you've already had it. You've already had this, potentially even confirmation from spirit guides in a way, with the Page of Cups. It's this kind of childlike curiosity and this reflection and this meditation. And there's this kind of element of listening to your spirit guides, to listening to spirit and being open to this space where questions ruminate and the answers come. And the answers can come through, it may be another person, it may be through something you read, through an experience you have, a situation, whatever it is. And maybe you've had it already and you've sorted through your thoughts for it. But now, like I said, is the time to be bold and take action. And there's this victory card here. And Spirit's almost saying, like, you could do this with your eyes closed. And maybe you have a feeling of that already, like, I know I can do this. Why am I sitting on this thing? Like, why am I looking at what I don't have now, currently, in this moment? And why am I not looking at that new cup, that new hope that is coming with this Four of Cups? Like, why am I being disillusioned with where I am now? Like, I am where I'm going. I know that. I need to start being and acting in that way. And that's not taking away from the present moment where change happens, but that's making the changes so it can support that future vision that you have. You've got to get yourself up to that cliff edge in that Three of Wands and actively wait for that opening. And maybe it's actively waiting for somebody to come along to help support your idea, or maybe it's actively waiting for a sign. Like, if you want confirmation from spirit, like I said right at the beginning, if you want that double confirmation, ask for it, expect it. It may not come in the way that you think or you expect it to come, like exactly in that package, but I feel like it's within you already. Like, it's already whispering to you. So Spirit's like, yeah, I can give you this sign if you want, but you already know what you need to do. You need to start making action towards it. Like, you've got all the ingredients already. You've got everything you could ever have, want, or need already inside you. And you've got us on your side. Luck is on your side. Like, there's this, with this Three of Wands, there's this industriousness, there's this creativity to you. Like, expect the crown. Like, already have your hands open and ready to create, like, to bring about what it is that you want. I think it's this thing of just start bringing together all the ingredients that you already have inside of you, and don't doubt that you're ready for it, that you're ready to bring around the victory, because it feels like you already know what victory feels like to you. Keep surrounding yourself with that. And with this Ten of Swords, like, you may have hit rock bottom in the past, you may have suffered loss, but you've overcome that and you're ready to bring around something new. And despite that, you have this optimism and you have this hope to move forward. Like, if that opportunity comes, like if the roller coaster comes round and it's like, there's a seat for you here, like, jump on it. Go, like, plunge into the mystery, into that unknown. Spirit is saying, like, we're here. Like, there's no, like, with this curtain, like, opening, like, we are opening the way for you. Like all those doors, those possibilities. It's like, we're bringing it. It's here. Come on. It's like, wake up. Like, start seeing what's right in front of you. And you know, with this Four of Cups, like, there's this feeling of, don't look at what you don't have, but look at, like, don't get caught up in what you don't have in this moment, and actually look at it, what's coming, because it may be right behind you. That new opportunity may already be there emotionally for you. Whew. Okay, believe in miracles. That's what I want to say. Like, believe that it's coming to you for a reason, or it has found you for a reason, because I feel like you've already asked for it. Like, your spirit team is there trying to almost bang down the door and say, pile two, we're here, please listen to us. Like, we're ready. It's like with this butterfly as well, it's like you've potentially cocooned this thing up, and like, Spirit's been around supporting you, maybe like giving you the comfort that you need potentially, and that kind of thing. And now it's time for you to break free, to like start flying. And like the other guys, I'm a peacock, man, you gotta let me fly. Like, that's, I'm getting that vibe. Like, maybe you've been like, I really want to fly for so long, and now your opportunity to fly, and it's like, oh, but do my wings work? And it's like, well, if you don't try, then, you know, how are you ever gonna know? And also, Spirit wants you to fly because you asked for it, so start. We're going to look at what you need to continue doing now. So we've got the Three of Rings first, and we are going to, we're going to get some more here. So we have got the King of Pentacles. We have got the Two of Wands there. And for Three of Rings, we've got collaboration and competence. We have got the Sun. And we have also got the Page of Cups again. Yes. And on the back, we have got the 9 of Swords. And we've got the 7 of Swords behind it. Interesting. Okay. And then on terms of Oracle cards, we have got Positivity, number 40. And then you had 2 that fell out. So we had Fear and Stop fell out right on top of it, which I think is super, super cool. So that's why I kept them both out. We've also got Lamb, which is Earth. We've had quite a lot of Earth energy come up. So Taurus, Capricorn and Virgo. That's in King of Pentacles as well there. We've had other signs. We've had Fire energy come up, and with the Lizard as well, so Leo, Sagittarius or Aries, but they may just be a confirmation for you within your chart. It's not like set in stone, but yeah. We've also got the Garden and the Gate as well in terms of energies. So what you need to continue doing, my glorious, glorious friend. So I feel like there is this, Spirit is asking that okay. There's this sun with this Apollo and this positivity here. And where positivity and love and that illumination comes from you. You have the ability to cast out fear and the darkness and dispel confusion and worry by being fortified in your joy, by approaching situations with that childlike joy and that optimism and that's not blatant disregard for any obstacles that come your way, but that is going in with the mindset of I can win and I can come up against any obstacle and I can beat it. I think it's so apt that we have the new Mythic Tarot, and obviously gods, goddesses, heroes in history and in Greek mythology, like rising above these obstacles that have never been seen before and overcoming with the help of the celestial, with the help of gods and goddesses. And I feel like Spirit is saying that you need to continue to find that for yourself, to find your inner strength and your inner purpose, and keep reminding yourself on what it is that you're going for. And I feel like for you, it's that need to help others, for you to show the world a new way. And I feel like with this King of Pentacles here, that you are a giving, a nurturing and bullish person. You are all of those things, and actually you've proven yourself to be this this strong, tenacious warrior in so many ways with this King of Pentacles, but that you're able to collaborate, and that you are within your field, you are a masterful voice and you have a place, and you already have so many riches, but also that's almost your goal, is to keep being that person, to keep leaving a legacy for people. And with this Two of Wands, keep visualizing, continue to visualize where it is that you're going. Remember, it's not the physical matters that define you, and that the physical things that you leave behind. One, you can't take them with you when you're gone, but it's actually about the feeling that you bring around. That's where you need to visualize being, the energy that you want to be surrounded in. And we've got, again, all these mountain images here as well. And it can be a struggle climbing up that mountain, but I've got Maria von Trapp singing Climb Every Mountain from Sound of Music playing in my head. And I feel like that's what Spirit's saying. Keep approaching every obstacle with how am I going to get better? How am I going to do this? This, I can. I've got Spirit behind me. I don't have any fear. Stop. When you hear your inner critic going wild at you, or if you hear other people potentially say things or do things that make you anxious or fearful, and that's their fear talking. Like, if you sense any form of manipulation with this Seven Swords coming at you, or someone keeping a secret or hiding something from you, like, stop that in its tracks and speak your truth and say what it is that you're doing. Like, don't be secretive about it. Let yourself shine bright. Like, collaborate with the right people and show people who you are. Like, with this garden in the gate, the only one keeping yourself back is you. Like, you've got the key, you've got that truth again around your throat. You have the ability to allow people in and to bring people this new freedom of thought in some way. But it's okay to still have questions. It's okay to still want answers with this Page of Cups. Continue to rely on spirit and rely on your guides to bring you the answers. And I think this came up in your star as well. Like, keep asking those questions and keep, if you want to, if you need that double confirmation, but also find comfort in the fact that your thing is almost otherworldly. And again, all the answers are within you. And also within other people, and maybe within your team already, with that Three of Wings. Wings, I love that. Okay, wings are meant to fly. Little Mix song came to my mind. But with Three of Rings, you know, potentially it takes a team of people to move up the mountain. And, you know, maybe, and you might be the one to lead them. You don't have to do everything by yourself. Potentially there's some collaboration that needs to go on as well. Potentially you're supposed to extend this out and you carry the torch and you pass it on to someone. Like, you know, there might be that, but also there's this need with this Lamb to be patient. Like, being someone who kind of reveals and like finds truth. Like, truth is such a gift, and that truth is within inside you, and the truth of what you want is inside you already. And sometimes you need to sit still and you need to listen to that, and you need to stop your inner critic in its tracks and find your center. And I feel like Spirit is saying that, like, keep finding your center, that sun, that positivity, and remember that the sun is the epicenter, and you are the epicenter of the universe that you are creating around you. Not only this idea, this plan, but also everything within your life. You are the alchemist that looks at everything. And like that Magician card was saying, like, start believing how powerful you are. And find peace. Find peace in the things that you are finding for yourself and the plans that are coming up for you. Because there's almost this like prophecy side to you, like you channeling wisdom, like wisdom from the divine in some way. Like, even if it's like even if it's from your experiences and all this thing, like you've come up against these experiences for a reason, so you can like find a workaround, find a solution for people. So don't fear, like, I think don't fear the door closing on you, but don't fear the door that's opened up for you. Like, there's that kind of, I'm releasing the old and that door's closing on that. But like, a new window's opened, a new window of opportunity, and trust that it's there for you for a reason. Like, continue to open those doors. Continue to break down those barriers. Continue to talk to people. Continue to be truthful. And if there's that doubt, like from the beginning where we had that stop section, where it feels like you're stifling yourself, like ask yourself why you're stifling. Like, why are you suppressing your voice? Is it the person? Do you feel like there's some manipulation going on? Or do you feel like, is that fear talking? Like, Spirit is saying, like, with this marigold as well, sorry, I just saw marigold and I was thought of marigold gloves, like, and I said, I think at the beginning, maybe it was for you or maybe it was for pile one, like shoehorning yourself into a shoe that doesn't fit properly. I think it was for you guys. It's like with the gloves, like the glove is like the perfect fit, is what I'm hearing. Like, find your perfect fit. Like, we had the shoes earlier and it's like, get your hands dirty with those marigolds. Like, start doing the hard things, like and continue to work towards what it is that you want, and with this lamb, like, keep going into things with that optimism and that innocence of like that childlike joy. Like, continue to realize that you're learning, you're growing, and that this is new spring, that new opportunities are coming to you for a reason. Like, keep asking for those new opportunities as well to grow. I want to get as well some guidance, some cosmic guidance. So we have create, nurture your creative energy. And this is what we've been saying as well with that magician coming around and around the houses. We've got happy endings, end of a chapter. And we have got peace, harmony and contentment, and on the back we have healing. Allow light to enter your wounds. Your wounds are the beautiful thing that have got you to this moment in time. All those lessons, those quests that you've been on already have got you to this point. Allow that healing and what you've learned from it, all those lessons, to help inform you, help you heal other people as well. But also allow the healing energy of the world, like allow spirit to help you heal too. And like I said, there's nothing that has come your way that you can't overcome and you can't exceed at. And with this create as well, like, you are a natural born creator. Like, you're not supposed to be passive. You're supposed to be this mask energy, like this mask magician energy of action. Like, now's the time to nurture it. Nurture that within you. Nurture your inner child, the child that could create universes and dreams, like a drop of a dime. Like, it's time to do that. It's time to find that magic within yourself now, and that it's within your reach. And with this happy endings, like, I feel like that's really like, it's almost the chapter that you've come from, and we never have a definite ending, like until we die. That's our closed book, as it were, like that change of consciousness, that's real death. But life, we go through many deaths, transformations, death, rebirths, and this happy ending, this end of a chapter is that. It's not the end of your story. Something that you've been through, that quest, that challenge, creates a before and after. A before the event and after the event, and how you grow. And that is what that quest is. And, you know, we've had sequels to movies, like how many Star Wars, how many Lord of the Rings, all of these things, like those quests, those parts of the journey, they all have beginnings and ends, ebbs and flows within them. And this end of chapter is not your goodbye end of story. This is the thing that helps inform you now as you move forward, and find peace and harmony and contentment within yourself. It's like that laurel branch to yourself. Like, it's okay that I think and feel and want to speak something different to other people, and it's my time to express that. And you get to choose, and you get to choose actively, like with that Emperor card right at the beginning, what you bring about in your life. And don't allow the resistance, like that volcano erupting, to cause that tension within yourself. Like, be fiercely honest with yourself and say what it is that you want. Ask spirit to help you, and then start acting in that way. And with this happy ending, like, I feel like that fear of failure, spirit saying fear of failure, failure isn't real. And failure looks different to other people. It's something that you create in your mind, and it's just as much as victory as what your sense of victory is. It's different for everyone else, but it's that quest thing, you know. Like, you are ready. You're not going to fail. You are supported. And failure doesn't mean that you can't get back up again and you can't approach it in a new way. Like, the things that are for you will find you and are meant to find you. And it feels like this thing that maybe you're suppressing, or you're isolating yourself from, or you're holding in, has been bubbling up for a while. And Spirit's asking you to take that risk, to step into the unknown and trust that that safety net will be there to support you, just as it has through all that healing. Like, you've been through hardships before. You can do this. You absolutely can. So My glorious friends of pile 2, I'm going to leave this reading here for you guys today. I really hope it resonated with you. I absolutely loved reading your cards. If you'd like to see me again, please do hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you next time. Until then, I'm sending so much love. Bye. Hello, my lovely friends of pile 3. So if you picked the Opalite Dragon, then this reading is going to be for you. So firstly, we're going to look at Stop. And that card for our tarot is going to be the 8 of Cups, new direction, walking away. So that's going to be the kind of key card here. And then I'm going to grab this deck. Oh, we got the sun. And we are going to shuffle these, and these are going to be more cards, tarot cards, to help us look at what you need to stop doing. We'll do this for each section, so I'll give this a good shuffle. This deck is the Fortuna Tarot deck. One of my absolute favorites, which I intuitively picked for you all in pile 3. So Spirit, for pile 3, what do they need to stop doing? What does pile 3 need to stop doing? We've got the 2 of Keys, we've got Judgment, we have got the Princess of Elixirs. What does pile 3 need to stop doing? And we've got the 6 of Talismans as well. And we've also got the 8 of Candles too. And then in terms of oracle cards for you all, we have number 1, Clarity, which is the carrot. We have Cleanse. For some reason, Bugs Bunny just came into my head, and I don't really... Bugs Bunny. Well, there we go. That's what I just had. Bugs Bunny. So maybe Bugs Bunny is... maybe there's a quote that you quote with your family. Maybe it was a favorite movie or something like that. But anyway, that came up. But also carrots see clearly. I suppose that's why they've put... Oh, that's funny. Obviously, encouraging children to eat carrots to help them see in the dark. There we go. And then we got Frog, the water element. I promise I'm okay. I'm just... I've obviously just got into a bit of a meltdown. And then there's Broken Heart, number 9 as well. That was literally just like download after download for me there. I'm so sorry. It threw me off guard. So in terms of signs here, we've got very heavy water energy here with this Frog, Princess Elixirs as well. So we could be looking at a Scorpio, Taurus, not Scorpio, Taurus. We've got Scorpio, Cancer or Pisces. You don't have to have those placements, but they may feature in your chart. We'll get more as we go along. But really what I feel like Spirit wants you to stop doing is to stop denying this call that you've heard. This thing that's almost come out of this darkness, of this potentially broken heart, this sorrow, this pain, and maybe has come to you quite quickly and rapidly. So maybe there's some kind of doubt that this thing has rushed in for some reason, but it's almost like a dam breaking. When something is cut from us, or when we're separated from something and there's room, something else flows in and helps cleanse and rejuvenate us. And it feels like there's this feeling that you've had with this 8 of Cups that something maybe left you emotionally unsatisfied, or it wasn't as fulfilling as it once was. And there's that pain and that hurt of something not going the way that you wanted to. And maybe it was a relationship, or maybe it was a situation, something like that, that just leaves you utterly broken. And it's like you're desperately trying to glue yourself back together. But it feels like in this, walking away feels like the right thing to do at this moment in time. And it can be really, really difficult saying, because it's moving away from the past. It's moving away from what was into what will be now. And that's really that 2 of Keys. Those are really the 2 options on the table, is either to keep trying to keep funneling your time and energy into this thing, or to choose this new path. And with this Judgment card here as well, it's like this there's this alarm bell, this waking up to something new, that a new direction is almost calling you from the darkness. And it's maybe like you've been snoozing, like putting it on snooze for a while now. And maybe you've even been asking for it in a way, but it doesn't mean that it's not scary when it comes. And maybe you asked for change, or maybe you asked for a sign or an opening towards this new path, and maybe it came in a way that really hurt you, and maybe it really separated you from something, and there's that kind of why did this have to go? But it feels like Spirit is saying that no matter what you were growing, or how like earthly the things that you were growing were, that give and take may not have been in the situation, the relationship, whatever you were giving yourself towards. And actually maybe with hindsight you'll get that clarity, you'll see that. And now it's time for you with this frog. Like, frogs are creatures of land, but they start obviously as tadpoles in the water, and they return consistently to this water to cleanse and to rejuvenate, to recharge your batteries. And Spirit's saying that it's time for you to stop denying yourself of this. Like, you're allowed to say no, full stop. And no action is a form of action. You're allowed to heal yourself at this moment in time. Don't skip over the pain. Don't skip over the heartbreak. Like, this cord has been cut for some reason, and you can't suppress your emotions. You have to feel it. Like, emotions are wild. They're not dangerous. They're a thing because they are important. Every emotion has a place. Anger, fear, happiness, joy, they all have a place in our life. And grief can be the hardest one to overcome, and it's not a step-by-step program. It's a scale. One day you can feel angry, one day you can be in so much pain, one day you can be bargaining, one day you can feel like acceptance and fine, and you can swing and you can go back. But with any broken heart or any injury that you have, like, it's so apt that I've got this on today, my plaster. Like, you have to tend to the wound, you have to look after it, you have to protect it, you have to make sure that it's healing itself, and you have got to do that for yourself too. You have to take that time, you have to do the things that are going to nourish your soul, you have to rejuvenate and cleanse, wash it out, all of those things. And it may take time and patience, but you need to do it. You can't deny it, because otherwise the wound will fester, otherwise it will keep cropping up, and it may even get worse. Like, think about anything like that infection getting in, and only when you heal, it can still be a scar on your body. It can still be something that you carry with you, but you took the time to understand it, and you know it for what it is, and that's the lesson that it leaves you with. And Spirit is almost calling you to heal this part of yourself. And it feels like this new direction that is coming forward because of what you've released and what you've made room for, even if it's in a really, really hard way, is opening you up to like this spiritual path with this Judgment card, like this alarm bell ringing, like I said, like this thing that you've almost been asking for. And you may be able to see that soon, but maybe you're still in that pain, and that's absolutely fine to feel pain, to feel annoyed, to feel angry, to feel hurt. But Spirit wants you to know that things may feel like they're moving rapidly. Things may feel like maybe it was one thing that came sweeping in that knocked the whole thing down, as it were. And for whatever reason, there's this card in one of my decks which is separation and break card, and it's this piece of rope that's snapped in two. And there's this saying that God or the universal spirit cuts us away from things, separates us from things that because of conversations or things that we didn't know or things that we couldn't see or we didn't hear. And potentially that's something. Maybe this relationship or this situation was not serving your best purpose, and therefore you were cut away from it. That doesn't make it any less painful. And you're allowed to be asking the why questions. You're allowed to be in this reflective and meditative state. And like I said, no action is a form of action. And Spirit is saying, stop denying yourself from finding these answers. You're allowed to be feeling this. You're allowed to ask those questions. And any relationship needs a give and take. And I think that's Spirit's ultimate message, is that you need to take time for yourself now. And a reminder that the element of water, like that frog being of earth and water, it's time for you to forgive and release, and time to dive deeply, because you're not supposed to carry heavy loads. You're supposed to feel lighter moving forward, especially on this new quest, this new direction that is opening up for you. And it's okay to listen to your intuition and follow where that's going, even if it's taking you away from something, whether it was ripped from you or you knew you had to shut the door on it and walk away. This new fork in the road came around for a reason, and it's almost like a trumpet, like a path calling you, this whisper that has pulled you and called you in. And you know, it's the unknown. It can be scary, especially if you're breaking away from kind of some safety or security that you had. But trust that the water, like that emotion, that cups energy, where your heart is taking you, where you're being drawn to in that way, that's the thing that will heal and revive you, by finding that joy, by finding that happiness, and aligning with that, aligning with love. That will help heal through you, heal through all the pain and the heartache. And maybe that's surrounding you with people. I don't want to go too much into what you need to start doing, what you need to continue to do, but you need to stop denying this new opening that's come forward for you, because the past is that, it's the past. It can't be changed. It can't be, you can't do anything about that. That's been set in stone. Those seeds have been sown. All you can do now is move forward with acceptance and honesty and learning and understanding, and try your best to navigate and create change in the present moment that will therefore affect your future. That's the balancing act. That's the justice in one. And with this Eight of Wands, it's like this thing has come crashing in for you because you need to take the time almost to stop. Like, you need to take this time to look after yourself, to heal, to listen to what your body is telling you. Okay, so I want to go into now what you need to start doing. So let's pack these ones away. We'll pop these ones back in the deck, and we'll get your next tarot card. So for start, our key card is going to be the Queen of Cups, authentic and also virtuous. I almost did that the wrong way around. Let's get shuffling for these ones too. So I think we've obviously got the water element here as well in the Queen of Cups. We had that in Frog too. So again, we've got that Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces energy moving through. Could be placements within. We've got the Prince of Candles there, and we've also got the Nine of Keys too. So Spirit, what should pile 3 start to do? Oh, okay. We have got the Fortuna card as well. Fortune favors the bold. And we've got Judgment again. I love that. And on the back, we've got the 6 of Wands too. So heavy Leo energy there. Again, Prince of Candles. We've got Leo, Sagittarius or Aries. So we've got quite a lot of fire and water on the table here. So maybe you've got both of those placements within your chart. And then in terms of oracle cards, we have got Trust, number 21, Basil. We have got Energy. Sorry, I'm going to move that one up. We also have Tarantula, and we have Patience too. So Tarantula, again, we've got that fire energy, Leo, Sagittarius or Aries. It's just a nice confirmation if you do have that within your chart, but no problem if you don't. So I feel like what Spirit is asking you to start to do is start to be authentic with yourself with that Queen of Cups, and to realize that every emotion has a place, and it's time to follow your heart. That Queen of Cups, if it could give any advice, if it could speak to you, it would say follow your heart. And that's what Spirit's asking you to do. But also that's the personality and like the trait that Spirit wants you to take on board. Like, you are at a crossroads. Like, this Tarantula card literally speaks about claiming your life purpose, about being torn between two things, being torn between a decision, and prioritizing yourself and your life's deeper purpose, that light that is burning within you, and trusting that energy, trusting the energy that has come around. And whatever it is from the past that may be holding you back, like we've spoken about, maybe that pain, something that you haven't healed, that wound that maybe keeps on opening itself up again, whatever's sidetracking you from that, there's that voice that is still niggling, that intuition that is still calling to you, that emotion. And until you follow it, until you take that time to go in towards that new direction, it's going to keep yelling at you. You can't keep snoozing this judgment. Like, that judgment is you breaking out of the box of what you believed, that social construct and the path that you were going on, and entering something new, entering your soul's highest drama, your soul's purpose. And that's where your true happiness really lies. And until that moment, until you fully embrace that path for yourself, it's not going to feel as satisfying. It's not going to feel as if you have that true sense of victory. It's going to feel fleeting until that moment. And it may be something that you have to be patient about and calm, but it's always going to return to you because it's within your inner soul. And it's that thing where it knows that you will choose it, and it knows that you will choose wisely in the end. And with that fortune favors the bowls. But bowls? Okay, that I did not get that. Fortune favors the bold. Okay, tongue twister and a half. But this is this Wheel of Fortune, and there's this. With this fortune card, it's kind of the idea of fate, that there are things woven. And personally, I don't prescribe to fate. I feel more aligned with destiny. And with the Tarantula card, there's this kind of mixture between fate and destiny for me that runs through it, in that you can be at a crossroads and you have that free will to choose your path, to choose the destiny that you go towards. But then there's something there's something with that Judgment card of that higher soul's purpose, which feels like it's fated, which feels like it is for you because you find that joy and that contentment in it. So there's a mixture of both, and maybe I'm completely going back on myself there, but there's things that make you feel alive. There's things that your energy feels drawn to, and that spark within you that makes you flicker. And Spirit's asking you to start listening to it, start catching that flame, and start directing your intuition, to start listening to that internal voice. And maybe it's one of those things where you've drained yourself, like with that Frog card. You've given yourself over to situational relationships, and you've been ambling so much through that maybe you've lost that sense of self, that you've lost your sense of individuality and that authenticity that you can have, and to be honest. And Spirit's saying, like, it's time to look at those thoughts, to look at those things that are preventing you from taking on your truest path, whether that's fear, whether that's anxiety, whether that's other people's voices and their opinions on what you should be doing. And it's time to almost confront that nightmare, as it were, and say, hey, what are you doing here? And even if it's just for yourself, and even if it's just a party for one, to listen to that candle inside of you, that flame inside of you, your intuition, and follow it. This is with the Prince of Candles as well. There's this feeling of emigration, of flight, of moving towards something new, this restlessness to discover something. And with this Fortuna card, this Wheel of Fortune, you need to step up and roll the dice. You need to start playing the game of life, and pick, but trust that there's this feeling like maybe Spirit's been patient with you as well, and Spirit and your soul's purpose will always be patient with you, and it knows that you're going to pick it eventually. Like, you will follow your heart. It's that thing of, that is the thing maybe you keep asking for, is your heart's desire to present its way forward. So it will continue to creep up for you, like patterns of behavior, until we learn from them. It's the same thing with this. Like, Spirit will keep calling out to you. Your path will keep calling out until you answer the call. And with this Six of Wands, it feels like the fear that maybe you have, the fear that almost gets on top of you, and that maybe it's even negative self-talk, that feeling, all those thoughts that are overpowering you, confide them in people. Tell people about them. Tell people about your worries, your fears. Be authentic. Show them your true self and your vulnerability. Because when you've got so many things swarming around in your head, they start to take on a life of their own. They become bigger than you and bigger than they actually are. And sometimes just speaking them out gives them less power, because you've asked someone else for the advice. And it feels like with that Queen of Cups, that you are someone that people always come to for emotional support, that you are someone who is so giving and you can be really empathetic to other people. But maybe you're not taking that same approach with yourself currently. And it's time to be patient, to allow yourself to move through those motions, like we said about that broken heart. And it's time to start realizing that you are in control of your time and how long it takes you to get there. Like, it is a process, and by feeling it and accepting the process helps almost, and like accepting that you're on that scale, that you're dealing with it, that you're moving through it, and taking the time for yourself to do things that make you feel more like you, and to heal yourself, to take those moments to write in your journal or whatever it is, or to analyze those thoughts and those fears, to speak about them, to try and find solutions and workarounds, helps you to roll the dice and step up and spin that wheel. Because the thing about change, and the change that's knocking through you right now, is your reaction to it. And if you're reacting to change in a positive way, in a way that you want to embrace it, or if you're still holding on to, or you have that fear or that doubt, it's harder to trust in it and to direct yourself towards that change, and therefore it's going to fall down. And Spirit is asking that you trust yourself, that you trust your intuition, and that feeling that you have in following your heart. And I feel like as well, that tarantula card, like big scary spider is what I just heard. And there's that feeling of, you know, tarantulas being that is being something that people fear. And maybe that's stepping into the unknown, that path that gets carved out. But that wisdom of the tarantula is also knowing that you may know things, or you may, like, a tarantula doesn't think that it's scary. That's how people view it. And your path may appear scary to other people, or your path may even appear scary to you, but it is what it is. It's there for a reason. It's been carved out for you for a reason. Be patient with yourself, because that fear of the unknown is a very real thing. But where are those fears coming from? Because fear is false evidence appearing real. Like, is it the opinions of other people? Is it because you're afraid of what you've done in the past? Like, there's this, it keeps reoccurring for some reason. And with this Six of Wands, like, every small step is a victory. Every small step on being more authentic and taking time for yourself and being true to yourself is a victorious moment. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. Keep edging that way, keep aligning in that way, because that restlessness is going to keep bubbling up until you trust yourself, until you start doing and you start being active towards it, which is what Spirit really wants you to do, is to follow your soul's calling, that thing that you want, the thing that maybe you've even been asking for. So if it's appearing in your reality, don't doubt it. Trust that it's come up for you, because you can do it. So now let's move on to your continue section as well. So let's pack these cards away again. So with your continue section, we have got the Three of Cups, compassion and happiness, right at the center there as your key card. And this is very much the energy of the Queen of Cups as well as a person, but I'll get into it more. But it's about finding that community, the people that make you feel like yourself, the people that you can share in and revel in their company. And maybe those are the people that, those fears that were cropping up, that you need to share it with. But it's also about finding solace and harmony in full heart and aligning with that. Because when you're with the people that make you laugh and find joy, like, those fears hold way less momentum in your mind. Like, fear can't live where love is. That's a very real thing. So we have the universe or the world card here. So this is continue. So this may be things that we kind of have already gone over, that we've kind of already brought up. We've got the Seven of Cups in reverse as well. So it may be things that you are doing that are flickering, that you want to continue doing. But maybe Spirit just is going to give you some advice and some tools on how to access that even more. And we've got this Death card here as well. So again, we've got so much water energy. And on the back, we've got the Nine of Cups as well. Yeah, so much water energy. And Death is Scorpio too. So yeah, I feel like we've had a lot of fire and water here. In terms of oracle cards, we have Transition Cauliflower, number 11, which is Cancer's in there as well. We've got Ideation. We have got Lion, again, fire energy. And we have got Adjacent Possibilities too, in terms of energy. So again, I feel like there's this feeling from Spirit that you've almost got to go through your emotional therapy, as it were, for this Nine of Cups. Like, the Nine of Cups is known as the wish card, but it's also about this kind of emotional accounting, about getting your emotional ducks in a row of what it is that you want and realizing that you're fully deserving of it. And maybe that's your goal, is to feel deserving of the path that you're casting, like you're moving towards, or to feel in that love. And with the Two of Cups, and maybe it's this rare attraction to an idea or a thing that you've always felt drawn to, and maybe it's giving yourself the space and time to evolve into that. Or even if it's just finding the path that you want, the new direction that you want now. Like, if you're not looking out for it, if you're not looking at that new opportunity, or not giving it the compassion that it deserves, just as if you were giving it to a relationship, it's so much harder to grasp onto. You need to be looking out for that thing. And we've got Transition and obviously the Death card there as well. And Death, rebirth. There's no real finite ending until the change of consciousness, until death at the end of our lives. We have ebbs and flows, we have beginnings and endings, and this is a transition. This is a transition for you to focus on the ideas and the forms that you want to create now. And actually things are opening up for you because you're making space for them, because you're making space for yourself, but also space for new paths to continue to, almost in the way that you were cut off from that thing that maybe left you broken, or the thing that you walked away from. Keep releasing the things that no longer serve you in your life, those paths that you no longer want to tread, because it's okay to realign and refocus and find a new universe, to find a new world, a new goal. Keep moving forward and culling the things that you no longer need, because they become experiences that you carry with you. But like that scar that you've healed, it doesn't rule you moving forward. You carry it with you. It's an experience. It helps inform you if you need it, and that's the difference. If you need its advice, if you need its teaching, it will be there because it's within your arsenal. And with this cauliflower as well, I have a lot of things to say about cauliflower. I love me some cauliflower. But it reminds me of my sister's infamous cauliflower cheese, which every single time we do a family roast, it's like I've perfected it. I've come up with something new. And and it's that thing of keep finding the new, keep finding keep leaning into the change of how you can grow and learn, and realize that that transitioning into something new doesn't have to be a hard thing. With the thing about change and the thing about transformation is it's going to come about. It comes a knocking. Those new paths are going to open for you, especially if it's in line with your higher purpose. But like we said, the most important thing about change is your reaction to it. You can accept it and be willing to learn and grow and find that as a beautiful lesson in life, or you can resist it and make it really difficult for yourself. You can allow things to loom so large from you, like larger than you, that they cast you in a shadow, or you can burn so brightly and light up one particular path that the rest all fall away. That there's this one thing that I'm going for right now. Like, it feels like the world's your oyster at this moment with this adjacent possibilities. And maybe you're the one that's opened all these doors. Like, you're at this moment where maybe one door's closed, but there's so many things that are now opening up for you because you're seeing it in a new way. And you need to continue to see life as doors opening for you. Like, even if something closes, maybe you shut that door, maybe something else separated you from it, but that's one ending, and we never really have that finite ending. Like, things are always coming to a natural conclusion. Even if that's like watching a series, it's going to come to an end, and you can start something new. You can start something new whilst you're watching it. Like, there's no limits to what you can or can't do. It's you're in control of it. And with this Lion card as well, we've got this regalness, this like mastery in this, but also this lion is like self-transformation. Like, I think with this lion, like of Lion King with Simba and that whole Hakuna Matata, no worries, like that transition from child to adulthood, but still carrying that sense of childlike joy and curiosity and learning and adapting and growing away from what a lion should be, but being something new, being authentic to themselves. And there's that patience in transformation as well. And you need to continue to dedicate yourself to your personal growth in that Queen of Cups, whatever sets your soul alight, that universe, that feeling of being whole, that completion. What is that? And surround yourself in the people that want to see you succeed in it, because you're always going to be going through transitions, and you need to have those people in your life, those people that understand you on a rare connection, in that love connection, those old friends that maybe will resurface, that can help you sort through those things. Because when there's so many options potentially on the table, it's hard to know which door to go to when you have that. And that's how you should be seeing the world, as momentous opportunities, and your team are the ones that are going to help you rifle through them, as it were. But your dedication to your personal and spiritual growth in this way, and going towards your spiritual path, it can scare people, it can intimidate people, like we said earlier, but it's so respected. Like, you can be precise in your words and actions and speak into existence exactly what it is that you want. And you don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste yourself on things or people or situations that now no longer serve your purpose, because you've already done that hard thing of healing away from some things, and you know how it feels to be separated and broken away from something. And maybe that's where safety and security is, but you know that you're going to be marrying to something bigger and better. And actually, that self-mastery is not wasting your time, not wasting your energy on things that don't serve your purpose. Don't feel like, if you're in this black hole energy, there's that song of like, I think it's by Griff, which is like, there's a big black hole, something about like filling it up with things that I don't need. I'm sorry, I've actually butchered those lyrics. They're so prevalent though, because when you're in that black hole energy where you have cut yourself off from something, you feel like you are needing and wanting. And actually, that hole may be there so it can be filled up by something. Like, you don't need to fill it up with things that you don't need, because then you're squashing the void, as it were. Like, that void is a sign of destruction, but also a sign of your rebirth. And you get to fill it up with things that you want, not things that you don't need. Connect with love, especially if you're cultivating room for it. And that's really that Nine of Cups that, and on the back we've got the Three of Pentacles, interesting, which very similar to that team behind you, maybe collaboration and pushing past with people on hand, like creating that emotional and also physical team behind you that can help you move mountains. But with that Nine of Cups, sorry, I'm going to go back to that. It's expecting that final thing to come to you, that emotional opportunity for that 10 of Cups, for that full heart. But it's also being there, like prepared, like actively waiting. And those are almost all of your emotional experiences out, all of those things that you've learned and grown from. I've lost my trail of thought. I'm so sorry. It may come back to me. Sorry, I got sidetracked by that Three of Pentacles just under the deck. But I feel like with this Universe card, Spirit's saying, yes, we always need, we want more. But sometimes we've got to be with where we are. Like, you have those overall goals, you have those overall visions. But you've got to be thankful and grateful for the work that has got you to this moment in time too. So continue to do that. Continue to find gratitude and peace and happiness and compassion for the people in your life and the situations that have got you here. And also the doors that are opening up for you, even if you're not sure what's behind all the doors yet. Like, you'll pull yourself through, as you always have. I want to get you some cosmic guidance as well. So Spirit, what else does pile 3 need to hear? So we've got trust. I will read them out fully in a moment. I just want to grab them all. Okay, yeah. I feel like this is new beginnings for you guys as well. Okay, you guys have got 5, so I'm just going to give you 5. I'm seeing so many Lion King references as well, like with Rafiki and like he's back, like when the piece of hair like falls and Rafiki's like drawing on the tree, like he's back. And I feel like if you feel like you've been lost for some time, and maybe if you've been through pain and that heartbreak and you feel like that's overshadowed you, or maybe there's those paths that feel like they've overshadowed you, and maybe you feel like you've been in hiding, maybe in a bit of hermit mode, like your re-emergence people are waiting for. Like, people want to see you rise from the ashes with that death rebirth card. Like, this is your beginning, this is your time to make your stamp. And yeah, that powerful force of the line, you are so powerful, my friend. So we've got set intentions, plant the seeds and watch them grow. That's what I was saying about cultivating time. Thank you, Spirit. Like, you have the power to grow what you want to grow and cut the weeds out of things that no longer serve you, and those patterns of behavior that don't serve you, or those relationships that drain you. And this is your time to plant the seeds of the path. Like, any small step is a victory, like we said for that start card. And yeah, this is your new beginning. This is your new horizon, and you've got yourself to this point. Be open to the next thing that's coming, but relish in that moment that you are in now, and set your intentions, like with this emotional ducks in a row, like kind of that emotional therapy, as we were saying. Like, what do you want? What energy do you want to align with? And watch that grow if you keep trusting and asking to be aligned with it. And keep leaning into that love. And because, like I said, love conquers fear, but also love connects you to that love of self. And especially being with people that make you feel like you. they give you the best source of pure love, and that helps you grow those things, that water, that helps you nurture those things even further. So faith in the power of the universe. Ask those questions, ask those tough questions. You are a child of the universe. You're not in it alone. The universe has your back, and it's the one that's presenting you with the change and helping you through these transitions. Maybe it's small and incremental, but also ask for signs. If you want spirit to help you, ask for a sign. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but I've spoken on it a fair bit here. I mean, my sign is a bee, for instance, and if I just want to know if I'm on the right path, if I've got a question for something, I'll ask to be shown a sign by my spirit guides or by spirit. And whatever it is, if I see that bumblebee walking around, whether it's on a pillow, whether it's on actually a physical bee, like, it can come in any form. Like, expect to be supported by the universe too. We've got speak up, use your voice to express yourself. And I think that's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. And that's all about that authenticity in the Queen of Cups. Like, follow your heart, stand up, speak, shine brightly, speak up for what you know to be true and right and what your truth is. Because the more you speak things into existence, like, the more they form in your reality. And maybe this is a massive transition for you in order to speak up and to say no, or to direct more energy towards yourself. Maybe that's quite a hard thing to do, but being around those people that support your voice, that want to hear your voice, that love you and want to hear your honesty and want to hear you express yourself, those are the people you need to surround yourself with now. Because they'll help as well. I'm also here because there's a flock in there. I'm hearing flock of seagulls, like Iran, and like, no matter how far you run away, or no matter how far you try and run away from yourself or your purpose, it's going to keep creeping up, is what I'm hearing. Like, spirit's always going to be there. Like, no matter how far you stray from the path, even if you feel like you've strayed so far, or you've had those moments where you've lost faith or you've lost trust, spirit is always there. It's always there to provide you with forgiveness, but they understand. Like, I really feel like that's what spirit wants to say, is that, like, ask us, call on us, and we're here to support you. Stillness, lack of movement, and we've got these mountains again in the background as well, but there's this non-action, and that's the stillness from that stop as well. Like, stop, take a moment, stop from needing and wanting more, and look at where you are. Like, look around. Like, if you don't stop at the peak of the mountain, how do you know you're up there? Like, sometimes you've got to take those moments to find that stillness for yourself, to meditate, to give yourself the time that you need, and to realize how far you've come, how far you've moved up that mountain, and be grateful for yourself. Be grateful that you've had those experiences to get yourself up. Like, so it's setting intentions for where you're going to be going, but revel and luxuriate in that feeling of wholeness and completion when you get there. And we've also got joy. Your inner child is here to play. And we've got this dolphin card, which I absolutely love. Just never ever forget joy and happiness, and the way that people make you feel, and the way that you want to feel about your life, and about allowing it's like, everybody's got their inner child, the side of themselves that wants to reach forward. And obviously I said about also the broken heart, about maybe your inner child feeling wounded and like crying out for you to feel those emotions. And just as much, like, your inner child can feel that joy. That's the hand that creeps forward, that sets those intentions, that speaks up and goes, and has that faith, that undeniable faith that I'm going to be an astronaut, I'm going to be Superman. And that adult that we all have as well is there to rein it in when we need to, but never lose that sense of openness to the magic of the universe. And in that stillness, that's where that voice is, that inner child, but also I feel like that intuition, that thing that you know deep down that has been with you for so long, that joy, your internal joy is there. And maybe it's whispering you to sometimes, but let it leap out at you. And yeah, I love this. I love this this pile so much, and I just really hope that you guys realize how special you are and the path that you feel called to. And maybe it's like those, like I said, those setting intentions, maybe it's really small things at the moment in time, but just know that it will keep cropping up for you because you're meant to be doing it. I feel that so strongly, that you are ready, even more ready than you realize you are with that Nine of Cups. Like, you've done that accounting, and it's almost like this is your time for your, like with this wish card here with the Nine of Cups, this is the time for you. This is your time. This is your time to show the world what it is that you want and that path that you see ahead for yourself. Yeah, I love it. So my glorious friends of pile 3, I'm going to leave this reading here for you guys today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. It means so much to me. If you'd like to see me again, please do hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I really hope to see you guys then. Bye. Hello, my lovely friends of pile 4. So if you picked the rose quartz elephant, then this reading is going to be for you. So firstly, we're going to look at what you need to stop doing. And this is going to be represented by this tarot card, the Hermit, contemplation and soul searching. So we're going to use this as your key card, but we're also going to use, I've got the True North tarot deck, which I've intuitively picked for you guys today. Every pile has had a different tarot deck. I love this deck, it's one of my favorites, and True North, I feel like encapsulates the Hermit in a lot of ways as well, with trying to find your center and also your compass direction, like your truth, that thing that we sometimes let get muffled by situations, by things happening in our external world, by distractions, that we lose that kind of sense of authenticity and we forget to listen to ourselves. That was supposed to be a shuffling, which did not go that way. So let's see from Spirit. So for pile 4, Spirit, what does pile 4 need to stop doing? So we have got the 7 of coins, we have got the Devil card, we have got the 3 of swords, we have got the Empress, and we've also got the 2 of swords as well. I usually look for one on the back of the deck too. So I've got 7 of cups here, and I'm going to place the 2 of swords over the 7 of cups, like that. We do have some space, that's all fine, that's in view. And we're going to get your oracle cards now too. So we have got affection, number 12, we have got faith, we have got hyena, and we've also got financial constraints there too. So in terms of hyena, we've got fire energy, and also affection as well. There's the symbol for fire, so Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and we've also got Taurus here, so you could have those placements within your chart, maybe in your big 3, but if you don't, no problem. It's all about really the energy. It just might be a nice confirmation. So we were I was kind of riffing whilst I was shuffling about blocking out the external, about the distractions, and with the Devil, I feel like maybe there is this kind of illusion at the moment, and this almost tying yourself to things that don't bring you faith, or don't feel like you're seeing your truth in the mirror, as it were, that either wearing social masks potentially, but maybe it just feels like you're in this lack mentality at the moment. Like maybe there's been this loss, or maybe it feels like you don't really know which way to turn. And with the 3 of swords as well, it feels like there's heartbreak, maybe there's betrayal here as well. Maybe others' words have really pierced you or really affected you more than you'll actually allow them to know. And I feel like you just can't find your center with it, that you just feel like you're chasing things that maybe with this Devil card that maybe go against your like deepest desires, that maybe you don't even know what they are anymore. Maybe that beacon inside of you that allows for that authenticity feels, like I said, muffled at the moment, that you can't do any soul searching, or you can't seem to quiet your mind, you can't talk to spirit for some reason. And with this Devil card, this is the illusion of the devil, is that power of making you chase things that don't bring you joy, that don't feel like you have affection. And I feel like, okay, I've had a really specific message with this hyena and with this affection card as well, and I feel like there's this, and because I did it when I was shuffling, when all those cards fell out, and I made like a sarcastic comment to myself about, oh well, that's not how you shuffle, is it, or whatever I said, I can't remember. But with this hyena card, it feels like you may be relying on wit or maybe sarcasm at the moment to brush over hurt, and maybe the hurt of others. And maybe what you're really craving at this moment in time is affection, is that you really need to feel supported and you really need to feel loved at this moment in time. And maybe it's from the people that potentially hurt you, and maybe they don't even know the ways that they've hurt you, but it pierced you, like you remembered their thoughts, you remembered their words, or potentially it's even a situation which has caused heartbreak in some way. And I feel like with this financial constraints that you don't feel like you've got anything to give anybody. Like you're almost scraping the barrel for like, maybe it's even conversation, but you're like scraping the barrel almost of yourself, because you're not filling yourself up first, because you're not giving yourself the time. But also it's almost like you've lost faith, that it's like you're open to it but you're half closed to like the universe and also other people, is what I'm hearing. Like with this Seven of Coins, you're looking at almost what you shoulda, coulda, would have done, of what hasn't grown, instead of all the seeds that have planted that you can still affect the change of. And with this Empress, it feels like maybe you've gone through those delays, that maybe the things that you once were birthing that didn't come around, that you've lost this love of cultivating. And I just feel like there's this like this darkness surrounding you, that you don't know which way to go, and like that light within you that maybe once was shining really bright, that feeling that you could be authentic with people, is just wavering, that you don't, like with that affection card, maybe you don't like what you see in the mirror, maybe you don't like the person that you've become, or the face that you're showing with this hyena card. Maybe you've lost faith in what you were doing or the people that you surrounded yourself in, and it almost feels like you want to seek this clarity, I think, with this Hermit. And maybe you're isolating yourself purposefully, or hiding the things that are really causing you pain, because you feel like vulnerability is weakness in this situation. But really, Spirit, this Two of Swords is saying there's two ways you can really go about this. You can stay in the past, or you can stay within this energy, or you can grow forwards and you can move on from it. And obviously we're looking at what you need to stop doing, and it's saying that you need to stop denying your time for soul searching, stop denying yourself peace, time away. And you know, you are that beacon, you are that thing, even if it is wavering, and even if you can only see so many steps ahead. Like, you've got those experiences, and if you're being authentic and you're being truthful and taking that time that you need to burn that flame even more, to find that affection for yourself, to have that faith in yourself, then that helps smash through those chains, those like, there's literally that breaking of chain in that Devil card, like cutting ties with the illusion of it by detaching yourself from things that you don't want, or the things that other people want. Like, if you get wrapped up in sex, money, politics, things that don't make your heart glad, that's when that spell of illusion, that darkness wraps around you even more. And it's maybe time to reflect on, like, when your reliance of maybe this sarcasm or this this humor, as it were, and actually start expressing your truth. Like, what are you masking underneath that? What are you uncomfortable discussing? Are you filling yourself up with things that you don't need, going down certain paths, or justifying it because you're scared because of what are you uncomfortable about telling people? Like, are you taking your goals seriously enough? Do you have faith in your goal? Because it feels like you're not giving it the light of day, as it were. Like with this financial constraints, it's like you're not sharing yourself with other people. And with this Empress card, there is a real call to nurture here, to cultivate time and space for yourself, to give time and space to the things that you want, and to cut the weeds, like the devil and that Three of Swords, those thoughts, that pain, to really feel. It's the Empress is all about sensuality. It's feminine energy. It's the earthly feminine, and it's that time to really feel your way through this situation, to allow every emotion to come up for you during this pain of this Three of Swords, and only then can you release it back into the wild. But it's time for you to really ask yourself these questions, like this question, like really contemplate what it is that you want and why you think that it's not working, or you've lost faith. Like, why is that? Is it because of what other people have told you? Is it fear? Is it false evidence appearing real? Have you lost love for it? Like, these are all valid questions, and whatever those answers are, you will find them if you ask them and you take that time to listen to the answer. You take time to stop yourself from going down a sarcastic or a humor route, and actually like letting that almost fade and allow something new to develop. Like, there's this new path here, and it's calling you to listen to your intuition. Because with this Seven of Cups, it's like, are your dreams or are everything that's or is what people are saying to you, or the illusion around you, is that casting you in a shadow? Have you lost yourself going down this path? Are you in it for the right reasons anymore? Have you lost that sense of purpose? Because it's there within you. All those answers are within you already. But if you can't love yourself enough to realize that you have those answers, that may be where that disconnect is coming from. So Spirit's asking you to stop doubting that you can find them, but also take time. Stop putting it on pause, and stop allowing yourself to be wrapped up in situations, thoughts that don't serve you, that don't make your heart glad. Release them for what they are. And maybe you need to go into hermit mode for a while. Maybe you need to quiet your mind, quiet your soul, quiet those thoughts, and take yourself away in order to access that level of authenticity, to find that moment of calm for yourself, and to look in the mirror, to almost take that hard look in the mirror and say, what is it that I want? Not what should I be doing? What is it what people are expecting me of doing? What is it that I am because of what I've created? No, you are where you're going as well. All of your experiences carry forward with you, but your light is the thing that's shining forward, and it feels like you've lost that path. It's like you've come so far and you're almost doubting those things are going to come about for you. And it's like you don't have any resources to keep yourself going. It's like you haven't packed enough for the journey, because it feels like spiritually you feel that disconnect. So spiritually and emotionally, it's like, I don't feel fueled on this journey anymore. So I want to get your start cards, because I want to look at what you need to start doing, because I feel like the stop is stop denying your truth fundamentally, and stop thinking that you can't do this thing. But that really, like, that's with intention. That I want to go to start anyway. So let's go with Spirit. We've got Spirit of Cups, opportunity and creativity here. And let's shuffle some tarot as well for this start section. direction. So what you need to start doing, pile 4. Give it another shuffle. So we have got the Ace of Coins. We have got the Knight of Coins. Sorry, I'm being called to talk about stop, because Spirit was basically like, you're skipping over. No, I'm not skipping over anything. In terms of, I have said it, but I need to really drum another point, and it's your inner critic. It's that self-talk, and it's that fear speaking to you through that voice. And the inner critic voice comes from, a lot of the time, like, words that other people have given to us. But it's that negative self-talk that we say, you're not good enough, you're not going to be doing this, or you can't do this because this hasn't worked in the past. It's all of those things funneled into one. It's fear at its finest. And sometimes when we're going about our day-to-day life, that voice is going to creep up. But you have control over how much power it has. And you have the ability to say to that voice, actually, you go sit in the corner over there. Because words and thoughts, they can all scream at you. And that's what your inner critic does at you sometimes. It tells you don't, it tells you stop. And actually you can tell it to go and sit in the corner. And you can say, not now, this isn't your time. And that's when you're able to access that hermit, that intuitive voice, that light, is when you allow those things to not have that power. And sometimes it's about speaking to them and just saying, actually, thanks for your input, but you're not wanted here right now. And are you speaking to yourself in the way that you would a friend? Are you giving yourself the advice that you would a friend? With that negative self-talk, it's a pattern sometimes that we really need to wean ourselves off. It's really hard to look in the mirror and say, who am I? It's really hard to look at that and say, what is it that I want? And to go, not this, not where I am now. But as soon as you, and that may not be yours, but that's what Spirit's saying, like, not right at this moment, this is not where I want to be, but I want to be this. That can be a really difficult thing, to be that vulnerable, but vulnerability is your innate proof of strength. And that's what Spirit wants you to realize that you have in the bucket loads. So start. And we've also got the moon, which is obviously, we've just been talking about that unconscious, and maybe it's that unconscious pattern that you need to start rewriting, that unconscious story that you've been telling yourself. Star, Hermit as well, and the Three of Wands where we've just been. We came from the Hermit, so that's why there was so much joy in my voice. So I'm doing this sarcasm thing, joy in my voice. That's not my voice. That's the voice of something else. Yeah. And the thing is, when it crops up, you call it out, like I just did. Call it out and say, that's not me being truthful. That's not me being vulnerable. That's me trying to skip over something. What am I trying to skip over? Oh, I got really excited about a card coming out because it's what we've been talking about. Oh, is it sad because people think that I like cards? I love cards. That's what I'm doing here. But that's a really, that's just fallen out as a moment that I wanted to isolate there. So yeah, let's go Oracle cards, sorry. So we've got communication P, and it's saying it in that moment like I just did. It's calling it then and going, I know what you are. Thank you, but no. We have got space. We have got vulture, which is air energy, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And we've also got the third chakra, Archangel. Great. So I feel like I want to talk about vulture first, because the vulture can be really misunderstood. And when I first got this oracle deck, I was like, nah, vultures are creepy, vultures are gross, like why would they create a card about this? Like genuinely, that's what I felt. But they are so integral to the ecosystem, but also, and that's what the card talks about, but this is more experience and the energy, like waste not, want not. Like I feel like nothing is wasted with this vulture. Everything that you've been through up into this moment in time is that learning experience. Every moment that has led me here and you here has been vital. Nothing has been wasted on that journey, and it's integral for balancing yourself, for isolating those moments like we've done. And it's interesting because the vulture is almost that thing that watches over. And that's almost what you've got to be for yourself in this moment. Is to watch over each moment, like each emotion that comes up with this Five of Cups. Like we had that Three of Swords, that pain. And with the Five of Cups, again, there's that loss of pleasure. And it's not a step-by-step program, grief and pain and the need to heal. It's a scale. We go through it, and it's time to feel every single emotion that comes up for you and realize that they are a beautiful, beautiful gift. And when you start processing them and you start communicating them and also rewriting, you are able to rewrite like your internal dialogue, that inner criticism, by listening to what your heart wants and what your heart needs. You're able to almost dispel confusion. And I feel like with the vulture as well, and there's like that waste thing, or that like picking at scraps. I always think about vultures as well, like ridding of the last things. It's like every single moment you isolate, or every single challenge, it's like doing shadow work is what I'm hearing for you guys. So maybe you've been doing shadow work, but by isolating every moment where you don't feel like that pleasure, or your inner critic comes, or whatever it is, and looking internally and asking those questions of why am I doing this? It creates space for you to understand and to develop a mechanism and a language for yourself of identifying when something creeps up, like a pattern of behavior, and calling it out. And that then gives you power. It then gives you the upper hand. And Spirit is saying, see this as an opportunity. See this as an opportunity to direct love to your thoughts, to allow love to triumph all, to give yourself the love that you need to express all of your emotions, to express your anger, to express your bargaining, to express all of those things. And with this Moon card as well, like, dispel any confusion that you have. Like, we all find ourselves in darkness sometimes, and sometimes we don't know if we can trust someone. Maybe we don't know between a friend or a foe. Sometimes our unconscious mind comes like overbearing us with fears and anxieties, but that light, that sun, comes in and shines through and helps dispel that darkness as well. And the moon can be a brilliant place, and I feel like it is calling you to start doing some shadow work, to start, like I said, calling yourself out and communicating with yourself in a new way, but looking at those unconscious things, those patterns that keep coming up, and where are they lying? What are those secrets within yourself that you are not allowing out, that you are not shining light on at the moment? Like, what are you afraid of? And with this Three of Wands, it's like, until you do those things, you can't expect the new opportunities that Spirit wants to provide you with, or the things that you even want to go for, because you've got to create the space with them. You can't have one set of rules that you're living by now, and if you want to change the rules, you can't change them unless you rewrite them, unless you don't believe in the old rules, unless you change those patterns, unless you change that thinking to an I am going to do this mentality from an I can't mentality. So whatever thought that comes up, or whatever mistake you feel that you go through, it's actually a blessing for you. And that's how Spirit wants you to view it, that it's a blessing. It's an opportunity for you to think in a new way, to rewrite the status quo. It's an opportunity, a new way of being, a new opportunity for security and stability, a new rule that you're writing for yourself. So start seeing it as that, as an opportunity to create space and nurture something new. Actively wait for those moments. Be like, I am going to tackle these things, so come at me. You can do it like that, and keep plugging in your goal for where you want to go, that final destination, as it were, that GPS moment. And even if it's a small step, or even if it's a grand step, keep aligning with that energy. And anything that comes up for you, like emotionally or otherwise, like whether it's your thoughts that prevail and stuff, like keep revealing the wisdom within yourself. Keep learning through every single challenge and obstacle. And I feel like it is self-talk or inner criticism that may be the biggest obstacle maybe that you're facing at the moment, or maybe it's even the thoughts of other people overwhelming you, or your fear of what other people may think, and those emotions. Like, this is your time to expect. With this third chakra living at our solar plexus there, this is your like life force energy here. These are your emotions and desire and your personal energy all in one. And find enthusiasm for overcoming obstacles, for being creative, finding creative solutions, but also leaning into peace and reassurance. And it's like, plug your emotional goals and your manifesting goal, like, and your physical goals in one, wrap it up in one present, in one bundle, and move toward those goals and towards that completion, and allow your power to resonate and to bubble up. See where your soul is going and move forward with purpose, with I'm going to make my way through all of these quests, all of these challenges that come up. And start seeing this now as your massive quest, because a quest is only an event or something that happens, so it creates a before and an after. So have that after, that goal in mind of where you want to go, and whatever crops up, know that it's not a wasted journey, that it's like the hero's journey, which is what the tarot is. That's what the Fool goes on. No step of the journey is wasted. Like, even the moment, and the Hermit can sometimes be linked to a teacher as well. Like, the hero comes so far believing something, and like a teacher appears and helps them along the way. Like, in some way, that's it, like revealing. I don't want to reveal anything cinematic. I was about to say something, but I won't. I'm going to stop myself that before I spoil anything, any movies that people are like on their watch list or something. But it's that truth seeking, that expecting to overcome things, overcome obstacles, or reveal secrets within ourselves. Expect that, whether they come from an external source or from the internal. And yeah, just keep realizing with that Knight of Coins, it's dedication and persistence to continue to show up. Be like that horse that keeps moving, that momentum each step along the way. And your dedication to this task, even if it's small, regular movements, whether it's journaling, whether it is filling out a shadow work journal, you're going to keep uncovering, keep shedding layers, and keep moving forward. And you will bring yourself back into balance by switching to this mentality, by seeing it as an opportunity. And this is really your opportunity to start something new. But you've got to create the space for yourself. You've got to communicate with yourself in a new way, or at least try to. We can slip up, of course. Like, I've slipped up so many times during this pile already, but you have to keep going. You have to keep showing up for yourself and saying that I'm going to just get better. I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep growing from that. And like, believe, like, we've got this shamrock here with this luck on the side. Like, believe that you're making your way to this precipice, to this moment where things are aligning for you. Like, that may even be your goal, is to push through the shadows to a place where you feel like you are seeing a new perspective, that you are gaining a new perspective over your inner critic, over that voice. And sometimes the inner critic can be linked to the adult as well. Like, we've each got that child that reaches forward, that inner child moving forward with curiosity. We've got that adult to hold us back and draw us back in. And that adult isn't a bad voice. Like, our inner critic can give us advice based off of where we've been on those experiences, but it's how you allow it to talk to you, whether you allow it to be that voice that of advice that you would be to your friends or family, or whether you allow it to be that negative criticism of you can't do it, as opposed to, have you thought about this? Maybe we should approach it from this and this direction. It's trying to switch that narrative, switch that dialogue within. And I know that I speak to myself a lot. Like, I didn't think I did, but when my flatmate went away for 2 months, I realised I would walk around the house and be like, oh, why aren't you doing this? Or, oh, we should do this today. And I've never noticed that before within myself, but it's sometimes vocalise it out. Sometimes, because you almost talk yourself out of it, and you're able to do what I did and isolate a moment and be like, why did that thought come up? Why did I say that? I don't know if I even believe that. And it helps with the sarcasm and the humour bit as well, with hiding the truth by wrapping it up in something else, by saying something that you don't even believe to be true. I still do that all the time. People do that. But it's then realizing with your personal power what is actually true and what isn't, and correcting yourself by being vulnerable in that way and owning up to a mistake or owning up to something that's not truthful for you. That's power. That's resilience, and that's strength. Also, I think it is. I want to get going on your continue section now as well, because I feel like we've touched on a bit of continue. But yeah, I'm super interested in what advice Spirit has. So we have the Star first, we have harmony and renewal. And we'll grab some tarot cards as well for you all. Ooh. These ones are a little bit harder to shuffle. Maybe it's my plaster, maybe it's just the shuffling today. But it's fine. We're here, we're shuffling. We have got the Knight of Wands. So what does pile 4 need to continue doing? We have the 2 of Wands. We have the 5 of Coins. Okay. We have Strength. And we also have, so funny, each time you guys have got 5 cards. As in 5 additional cards, which is not what I've had for any of the other decks, or like any of the other piles, or what I was intending. But sometimes life goes where you're not intending it. And yeah, carry on. So we have Vitality first. In terms of Oracle, we have Protection, we have Spider Energy, and we also have Rest and Rejuvenation too. So I feel like Spirit is saying that you are the creator of your prosperity, and your life's work, whatever that may be, you need to protect yourself from, I feel like, the voices and the doubt and the fear that may be creeping up for you, potentially. And that's almost that serpent energy. The serpent, obviously, in the story of Adam and Eve, is the tempter. And we had that devil card earlier in that stop section. Like, something that stops you finding the joy, or stops you being vulnerable, and the things that stop you from growing. And with this Spider card, it's looking at everything as this web of opportunity, and that there are so many intricate pieces that fit together to form your life. And the ability to create is everywhere, to create things new, to learn from to learn from things and create opportunities is everywhere you go. And be process orientated is what Spirit's saying. Like, be involved in the process of life. Don't be a backseat driver. Step up to the plate and start rolling the dice and move steadily, slowly but surely. And that's what Spirit wants you to continue to do, is to continue to say, even if it's in moments that you're only thinking now, continue to take the time that you need to rest and rejuvenate. And that is absolutely fine, whether you watch your favorite Netflix show, whatever it is. Like, find the things that gives you life with that vitality. But also, the word vital is just screaming at me, and Spirit wants to say you are vital. You are vital to that ecosystem. Every single part of yourself is vital. Like, you are here for a reason. You have been brought around and you are on your path for a reason. You have found your life's drama for a reason. And when we have to get bogged down in work or in creating the external, that's when we can become discouraged and tired, and we can lose sight of the bigger picture. But when we're process orientated and we know the reasons why, and we are moving slowly but surely there, we realize how magical it is when everything clicks together, and how priceless what we are creating is, how our life is and how it's turned out. And when we're working and we're doing that work and we're not results orientated, that's when the abundance comes in. And with the 5 of Coins, it feels like if doors have closed, if there's been change that's come about, don't doubt that window of opportunity is coming for you. Sometimes those windows of opportunities can be hard, but hard learning curves which we have to overcome. But that window of opportunity will open up. And also, when you're in that kind of physical need, or things slip away, or you lose that sight, within yourself there will always be that star. No matter how dark it gets, you've got that flicker of hope within you, that internal guidance that will help you navigate through. And obviously we have this true north about finding your center, about finding your truth. And with the True North Tarot deck, for instance, we've got that massive star on the back of all these cards. We've got this star, and I think Spirit is saying, don't lose sight. Don't lose sight of your dreams. Don't lose sight of your guidance, and also don't lose sight of Spirit being there as well to guide you through. Because you are creating this intricate web. Your web, your life is different from everybody else. Protect yourself as well from unwanted energies, like I said with that devil card and that serpent here. Protect yourself from situations or people that don't bring joy. Protect yourself from the energy of believing that physical matters are what define you and what define your happiness. No, it's about the energy. It's about how you feel, and about your internal strength and the happiness that you have. And I think with the 2 of Wands as well, continue to creatively visualize the world that you want to see, and the world of where you want to be going, that star energy in 1. And don't be afraid to listen to your intuition, even if it's that quiet thing. Charge forward, that thing that's making you restless, that niggle, that little voice. Go after it. Go after it if you see it. It's never too late to fly and emigrate away from energy where you were. You can release those things. You can let go of those things. And Spirit wants you to continue as well with this 6 of Coins to realize that give and take needs to be in every relationship, and that you need to give your energy, your time and your resources in a way in which, and realize that that's a transaction in itself and that you deserve that back. Obviously we have selfless acts where we might help someone and not expect anything in return, which is beautiful, but the universe may reward you in turn, not that person. So expect support and love from the universe if you continue to put that out, is really what I'm saying. And I think, again, with that Knight of Coins, like Spirit is saying, like, get on that horse. You are dedicated, you are playful, you will move forward and you can overcome any obstacle. And maybe it's just the obstacle in your head at the moment that is the thing that is really getting to you. But that vulnerability is your innate proof of strength, which has come up again. That you don't have to be screaming the loudest. You don't need to tell everybody about it. You don't need to do massive things. It can be subtle movements within. Like, strength is within. It's an internal thing, and you have the ability to smooth that wild voice and nurture yourself. Take that time to rest, to listen to every single emotion that comes up. Why are you flaring up? Why do you want this? Why do you want that? Like, ask yourselves those questions. And I think Spirit wants you to really get in touch with yourself. Maybe you had that level of practice where you showed up every single day, and maybe you've lost that. Maybe you've lost that rhythm, that practice of gratitude, or the affirmations, or writing in your journal, whatever it is. Spirit's saying continue to find moments where you can find that routine for yourself, where you can continue getting vulnerable with yourself and keep discovering layers within, because it's so beautiful. You are so beautiful as you are, and Spirit wants you to just to realize that how bright a beacon you are, and how you can actually help other people through things too. But with that Six of Coins as well, expect help. If you need help, like, don't be afraid to ask for it. Don't be afraid to receive it. And maybe that's from Spirit, maybe that's from external, maybe that's from other people. And also, don't give yourself so freely as well with this protect. Like, protect your energy, like I said, in a transactional way. And that if a relationship or a situation isn't giving you the energy that you require out of it, don't allow it to suck your life force energy away from you with that vitality. If you're filling yourself up and expending yourself so much that you're like constantly depleting, there's something wrong. So we've got breathe, inhale, exhale, create space within. And we had that start with the space. And I really feel with that breathe, it's let go with that exhale. We've got stillness, lack of movement. We have got heart, emotions and intuition. And we've also got the sun, conscious mind, masculine, life force. And we had that solar plexus card earlier, which was life force energy as well in that third chakra. With the breathe, inhale, exhale, create space within, I've got Elsa on my finger. I've got Frozen 2 plasters. I feel like it is that taking that deep breath to let go of those things that you can't control. Because the things you can't control, if you keep bringing your energy towards them, it's just like a drain. It keeps sucking it out, sucking the life out of you. And it may feel like defeat at first, but when you release things that you can't control and start focusing on what you can, you come to peace. You come to a new, like, spiritual awakening, that side, that conscious mind of, I am in control. I can control these things. And how powerful is that? And I can take action towards those. And that's where my personal strength and energy is. And that's where my heart is as well. Like, I feel like Spirit is saying, like, hermit mode isn't bad. To isolate yourself and to take time for yourself is not a bad thing. Because if you don't fill yourself up, then you can't expend yourself. You can't give your energy to others. And no action is a form of action. And with this stillness, it's okay to refocus. And I also use this for another group as well, because this card came up for them. And it was like, if you don't take time to stop, if you don't take time to ask yourself these questions, this why, and see where you are and check in with yourself, then how do you know if you've reached the peak? How do you know if you've reached your idea of success? And if you don't stop, if you're always needing and wanting more. And I feel like Spirit is saying, like, get heart-centered as well. See feelingly forward. And with that star, like, really set your dreams and desires. Like, set them down. Set those intentions down. And don't be confused about them. Don't mince your words. Like, you have the power to direct your energy where you want to go, and that's self-mastery, is to realize the things that you need to release and let go of, like those situations, those relationships, the pattern of behavior, the way that we talk to ourselves, and refocus them in a new way with those emotions and that intuition led, to be heart-centered and to really focus on what it is that you want, not what you should be doing, not what other people expect you to be doing, but what brings you joy, what brings you vitality, and what brings you love ultimately, what fills you with joy. Go after those things, because that's when you feel most powerful, and that's when you're able to enact that change. Because, like I said, it's not what you physically have, it's how energetically you feel that define you, and how you're able to help other people as well. It is that thing of, if you don't fill yourself up, then how can you expect to fill anybody else up? Like Mama Ru says it best, if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. And I feel like Spirit is saying that to you right now. If you can't love your idea and what you know that you're called to do, and find harmony within, how can you expect anybody else to come on board with you on this thing? You have to lock yourself down. Like, you have to look at yourself, you have to ask yourself these questions and say, why am I doing this? What is my purpose? Do I love this? Yes, I do. Great. Let's go for it then. And continue to check in with yourself. Continue to remind yourself of those things to follow your heart. So, my glorious friends of pile 4, I am going to leave this reading here for you guys today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I've really enjoyed reading your cards. I hope it resonated with you. I hope it was helpful. If you'd like to see me again, of course I'd love to see you there. Please do hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I am sending so much love. Bye.